We are on.
All right, thanks, Theo. So it is April 16th and it is 5:35 and this is the Capital Improvement Committee. So we are opening and public present. Do you want to just jump into welcoming Noreen? Or should we do the pledge first?
We should
Let's
do
do
the pledge first.
All right, we'll do that first, Noreen. We're just so excited. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, welcome, Noreen. And you already filled out the paperwork. That's great. Does it still need to go to the
copy goes to the select board for notification.
That will go upstairs to our new town administrator.
Yep. There's a
She
couple
started
others
today.
too.
Yep.
What is her name?
Her name is Lucia Roth, and she's
Ross?
Roth, R-O-T-H.
Roth.
And she's kind of amazing. So,
Great.
yep.
Very good.
Very excited. And we have also a new part-time office assistant who started last week. Also amazing, more than we could have asked for.
And her name?
Is
It's his
Madison
name?
McCarthy.
Oh, okay. It is her.
Yep. So thrilled. Very good people.
Good. And a fitting name.
Right?
Yeah. And
Go see
Sue?
Madison. Wait, what?
Is there Sue? up
Sue
there
was
too?
temporarily helping out. She's going to do payroll and accounts payable and stuff on Tuesday and did a bit of a handoff today.
Gotcha.
So, and we do have Heidi from MRI still helping out as well.
Okay.
And we have Colleen.
Colleen King is a former land use administrator who has
Yes.
come back for conservation, zoning,
Wonderful.
ZBA, and planning board, and she's already diving right back into it, knows where things are, and yep,
She was at the meeting last night
yes,
at the ZBA doing notes and minutes and stuff, so.
Oh,
and providing some guidance
Right.
here.
wonderful
Guidance.
news.
Nice.
Yes.
So Colleen is, I believe, intending to help bridge a gap.
Yes.
So
The impression I got or the discussion we had was,
Until you find some
Yes.
permanent
and then
person.
she'll stay a little to
She'll
train
help.
that person and make sure they understand
yeah,
how we operate or.
It's really good news.
yeah,
Yes, that's excellent.
very good.
Yeah.
Right.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to join and why you're interested in this?
Well, as I mentioned to Joy, I was on the planning board back in 2005 when the CIP got initiated with an engineer that came in and talked us through the process and worked with the CIP for 5 or 6 years and got it in the town report, and so I was familiar with the spreadsheet. Introduced Colleen King to it. Actually, Colleen, maybe her predecessor. Yeah, I am an IT backgrounded, so I'm currently a board treasurer of a nonprofit, and so I understand these reports and spreadsheets and understand the intention of the CIP. And it is difficult work, but it's of good value to make sure that we're looking ahead and trying to avoid those peaks and valleys that can sometimes happen with tax rates, and try and keep things level. And with so much hitting the town and the nation, this is going to be particularly a couple of tough years with costs rising and that sort of thing. So if I can help, I will certainly do my best.
Hey, you had approached me a couple of years ago when Ned Rogerson kind of handed off the CIP and I took it on. You had approached me like, hey, so I used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Share your knowledge, please. And I happened to be
Back around.
reading just last night the 2006 annual report where you received an award at town meeting handed out by John Arruda for your work on the CIP. So,
Very nice.
there we go. 20 years
Nice.
later,
Do it
she's
again.
still going.
So yeah, 20 years. 20 years.
We're just trying to
2006.
revive
I've been a
it.
Madison resident for 26 years, almost 26 years. I wasn't born here, but I do enjoy the town. And I've been part of the Planning Board and the Conservation Commission in the past, and of course the CIP and Madison TV for many, many years. And I'm proud of that organization. I'm proud of where they're taking it and what they're doing. And I'm alternate on that board.
Oh, were you speaking the other night at the select board
Yes.
meeting for the? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I was like, I know your face. Okay. Awesome. Well,
Yes.
welcome, and yeah, let's make it official. And
Do we even need a
vote.
motion? I think it's
I
just
mean-
as chair,
No.
Tia gets
You gets to appoint.
So Noreen
You're
has
appointed.
filed, Noreen has filed appropriate paperwork.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put it in our official notes. Thank you.
All right,
welcome.
I think we
Nice to
take like an
meet
abacus
you.
or something and like knight you or something.
Don't hide me. Yes.
No, but we
Whatever.
can give her a chair and come sit up at
Hey,
the table.
that
works.
I'll
Welcome.
take a chair.
So you're official member, not just alternate?
On this-
Official member. I'm
Full-fledged?
alternate on budget.
Right, no, but for
committee.
this, you're,
But
you're full member of this?
alternate
Love it.
on the budget.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Minutes.
Yep. So our minutes. Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
For February 12th, 2026. I didn't notice anything glaring. There was like one tiny typo. I think it was on instead of in.
Let me know. We'll
And,
fix it.
and where did I see it? It was up front. Oh, actually, you know what? I think it works. Oh, on the website. So under old business, 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences
front here.
down. Yep.
4 lines in the,
Yeah.
on the
On
website. On the
the
webpage.
webpage. And that was it.
Okay.
Top of the second page. Schilling discussed the fact that Gray discussed the
Right.
fire ETF. Is
Yeah.
that like the proposed fire ETF?
That was the yeah.
Proposed.
Because
Yeah, can we just add
you had
proposed?
discussed during the public hearing a potential fire ETF
Yeah.
due to the fact that there's a lack, but
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't mind just adding proposed for
Sure.
clarification.
to the proposed.
Yeah.
Proposed fire ETF. It went nowhere.
It went.
Nowhere.
It's fine. But when it was finally discussed at the Board of Selectmen, it was taken down by 15, right?
Right, when the Board of Selectmen then
Yeah,
discussed it at their meeting, it went to 15 and then,
But here,
but
we didn't
here-
know what to do.
Right, well, here we were talking about the fact that Joy had made a motion to reduce the fire department budget by $30K, but no one seconded it, so it went nowhere.
At town meeting it was
It
reduced.
was
Or at-
reduced by 15.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
At town meeting it
Meeting
was
got
reduced.
Yeah, at
Yeah, but they,
right,
at that
town meeting
point.
subsequently, but this is prior.
Right
to-
after
Right.
the budget hearing, yep.
All right.
Um,
Is any other edits?
Nope.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
And second?
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Noreen abstains, or you
You can
vote if you.
Or-
can vote if they make sense to you. Just because you were not at the meeting doesn't mean you can't vote. You can vote. So
I approve it.
There we go. 4.
4 to 1.
4 to 0.
4 to 0. 4 to 1.
We have a ghost with us.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you guys if anybody else would like to be the chair. I don't think that I'm just automatically the chair.
In the news.
Oh, because we're in the new
cycle.
year.
I kind of feel like you are as the planning board person because
Or-
the CIP is officially planning board. I'll make a motion to
No,
retain.
you keep saying that. It is no longer. It is
Oh,
not.
I know,
It's
true.
the
All
select.
right.
It's yours.
All right.
It's ours.
Anyway, I will make a
we've got
motion
it.
to
Select
retain
board.
Tia as the CIP
As the chair.
Chair.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So voted. 4-0.
If anybody ever wants to rotate or whatever, I do not mind, and we'll
You're killing
gladly
it, man.
share this.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you. And then I was going to say we needed 2 volunteers. We have 1, so we could do with 1 more volunteer from
The public?
the public if anybody.
Or from another committee, or from
Yeah.
any other
Anybody
existing
interested?
board, because, yeah.
Just somebody, anybody, come on.
You're gonna make me break out in Freddie Mercury.
Somebody to come. Right?
Okay, so no public, so no comments.
Well, public?
So, old business. I can start because I figured we should review our CIP, do an article update.
I think I did. And
You
I
did
can't
update the
remember if I
articles?
sent it to folks.
I don't think that you did.
All right, apologies then.
I did note that we had 6 of the warrant articles, 6 of our recommendations that included money were in line with what the
Yes.
BOS put forward. So that was very promising. So
Yes, all of our proposed changes, additions,
Yeah.
recommendations, there we go. All the recommendations were accepted and voted in at town meeting.
And then 2 of our non-money thoughts for the dam and the Alpha Project. Alpha Project wasn't a warrant article, it went through the operating budget.
I don't,
The what project?
the
Oh, those
assessment,
guys. Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
asset
the-
assessment sort of
Right.
thing.
Wasn't that out of unobligated or not the unexpended funds balance?
I don't think it was addressed at all. I don't think there was any money set aside for it, I don't. Or if there was, would have been put into the general operating, because we
think
had
it
no
was
dollar
general.
amounts to work with. Do you remember, like, there was Freedom might, Tamworth might, we might, so like there was no specified dollar amount to put into the budget.
Oh,
But
okay.
we were kind of estimating at most it would have been something like 6,000. I don't know, I'd have to go back and roll tape.
Okay.
'Cause I
But we
often
can
do.
check back with that. For some reason I thought that it was put in at a selectmen's meeting into the operating.
Jake might be the person who might remember that, because he was kind of the contact
He was the
for
contact, yeah.
that.
Okay.
And if not, we should
So-
just put it on the select board's agenda to finish that, discuss, figure out what's gonna happen, how, when to do it, and get it done.
Yeah.
Because the school board was kind of initiating it, right? Weren't they kind of driving it, and was Jake? He was the budget committee, right?
He was on the budget committee,
And now Joe is.
and now Joe is.
Yeah, so I'll try to remember to put it for the next select board meeting.
They should at least touch base maybe with the school board to see where it stands with the school board.
Okay. Okay.
And then the Board of Selectmen approved this, even though it was a little funky. And apologies for not communicating well with Mr. Bowie, and we were in between meetings, I think,
Yeah.
so like the proper channel probably would have been through, I don't know, maybe through Mark, or I don't really know.
Yep.
Because we are missing people, so
But
it's
we
okay.
got it done.
We got it done, and then I will give it to the planning board on our next agenda.
So it does just need to be up, we kind of, I believe it was bring it back to this committee
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that the change is good
10.
with this committee.
Yeah.
And that was born out of a discussion with the department heads regarding the updated purchasing policy. They kind of sat with for a while, tried to work with it for a while, and we're like, especially the DPW, like so much of what we buy is over 5,000 and, lack of a better word, almost disposable. It's like a set of tires for, some of the vehicles will just run through the roof and stuff. So I looked at the CIP while we were having the meeting, and nothing on it was below 15,000 anyway. So 2 departments, we changed that initial amount, which is department discretion, from 5,000 to, no, it was 1,000, I think is what it was, or something, or 1,500, I can't remember, it was a low number, but anyway. So we gave the DPW and the fire department more wiggle room because of the heavy equipment. And then,
Because they would normally have to go to the select board for like $1,000 or.
I
to
forget what the
spend
dollar
that.
amount is, I could pull up the purchasing policy in a second, but, yeah, there was anyway, we raised the threshold for $10,000, it was $10,000 before invoking, for 2 departments, before invoking like the whole RFP process, before invoking the CIP, I think is what it came down to. It had to cross $10,000 before it flagged the CIP, because we had been
Okay.
operating at $5,000.
And that's very interesting because when this started in 2005, 10,000 was the original threshold to put something on the CIP.
And I think
is
we
weird.
lowered it.
I didn't know that it had been lowered.
I think
We
we
lowered it.
it.
We
this last
proposed
year.
to lower it.
Mhm.
And I think that was born out of the fact that there was a purchase made of a piece of equipment that was just around $5,000
Mhm.
that nobody had visibility of,
Mhm.
was not in the budget,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden just appeared. So it's like, well, wait a minute, how does that happen?
Mhm.
How do we spend $5,000 on a piece of equipment that you didn't budget for, but
Right.
because you have room in your budget, you just summarily decided to.
Yeah, we were trying to
tighten
tighten it down.
that down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
But if
but
that's
that could be a little tedious, make it
Yeah.
a little too tedious.
And it really, I
Perhaps.
looked through it, and
Mhm.
the only edits that I saw, but I would like everyone to look through the CIP that we gave to the Board of Selectmen,
Mm.
was number 30, the 2024
The Kawasaki.
Kawasaki lawnmower,
Mhm.
that
which is $4,500.
And I feel like we kind of agree, sorry, go ahead.
71 is the town hall sign on Village Road, which is $1,200. And those are the only ones that actually made it on there to be like
that could be
line item.
removed.
Yeah, so we can go in and take those out. But I wanted to also get your say in it. So we would change this top line to say $10,000. And then edit, or actually, do you want to keep track of it still on here? Or do you want to keep track of this as like
The
a
Kawasaki,
fleet
the 2024.
thing? Or like the DPW can keep that in their fleet report and you guys will get it anyway?
I recall us even a while ago taking that off or hiding it as, let me see what my rows say here for that one. I think we changed the status of it to X non-CIP. So we did change the status of it. I don't recall when,
Okay.
I'd have to go back through minutes.
So maybe it's not even showing
Yeah.
up. If it's there,
It's
you
not
can
on
hide
here.
it. Okay. So when it printed, and I don't know if we can alter it on your end, so that when it prints in PDF.
What date is that? 1:30, okay,
1:30.
so I think the one that I did just print, what line was that around?
30?
Oh, you're right, it's still on there.
Okay.
All right.
So we can get rid of that.
9:30. Okay.
So where will that be accounted for?
Just within the
The
department.
DPW's budget.
Budget?
Yeah.
Okay. So part of this is just me getting schooled on all of this. And these
Okay.
ladies are super smart.
No.
Sure. And so 71, we'll remove that one as well. I don't know if that's showing up either for you, and that's the
The
town
town sign.
hall. Yeah. Town hall sign.
Oh my goodness. 800 number. Okay, let's see.
And that's the only effect it has on it,
Yeah.
with those 2 lines. Okay.
I should actually pull all this stuff out.
I think those were really the only edits that we had to make in order to turn it back over to the Board of Selectmen to continue using.
Yep, and then whatever the policy, the capital improvement policy says in its definitions of
Yeah.
what invokes the CIP. So whatever it says 5, we just need to make it 10. And again, the board said basically, if you do, like,
do
as
those
long as,
things.
you just make change 5 to 10, whether it's here or there, then it's,
Okay.
they approve it.
Do you have that?
Do I?
Right?
Probably.
Um,
I have all the files.
you have the policy because you made the policy.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
You did.
You wrote the policy. And the procedure.
You drafted it.
Yes.
Oh.
We
Workshop.
tore it to shreds 16 times going through it.
I'm glad that's done.
Yeah, we
But I-
made
but
some
I will
moves
read it.
this past year.
Make a note to read it.
All right, I do
Yeah.
have the one dated
Mhm.
3/3, which
Okay.
I can't remember if the board approved it or not.
This committee or the select board?
The select board. I feel like it
You
never
were reviewing
officially
it.
got it.
This was the
Or, no, I think they,
They would have had to read the whole thing and.
I think they, no, cause part of our packet was this,
Yeah.
so
So I guess technically it's
everything, I
approved.
believe everything was approved.
Um,
'Cause-
Yes.
Yeah, that was in our packets.
So you don't have to do it now. And also if I can help by, I don't know if you want to send me a workable draft, I can go through and do that because I know you have a lot of other things going
I
on.
don't know what you're talking about.
A
A
lot.
A lot. Yes, so making the edits to that policy. And then we also want the change to be reflected on the form that the department heads fill out for us. And I believe you have
For
that
a
too.
project or funding,
Yeah.
Is this the current form?
Yes.
Because it's not really not on there.
So there is a different one.
There's
Oh.
an updated one. This
There's
one's
an
on the
updated one.
website though. Is that
Yes.
where you got it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yeah, and it's a PDF. So you can't even use it. You can't even look.
Oh, you need the.
Drop down.
Yeah, you need the original.
Yeah, I changed it into a Word doc so it was easier for people to complete.
Mm.
Word-
Oh, good.
And the capital expenditure policy and procedure only said 10,000 or 5,000 once, right in the
Oh.
beginning, as to this is what kind of invokes this.
And then the years
thing.
need to be updated.
Okay, so let's get back.
The years,
There's,
The
there's,
years?
you don't need 2026 anymore, right?
Yeah, so
All the way.
Yeah.
because you're projecting out, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that is on the current CIP. That my starting year was, so I had the 2026 warrant in there. Cause that column U that I have, that kind of assesses the warrant impact. And then 2026, the ones highlighted in yellow. So I thought I updated that, but I guess not.
Oh, no,
On
you're-
lines 28
So
and 31.
She's talking about the
I'm talking about the-
form
Talking about
where
the form.
if you have an expenditure, you go
Yeah.
online
To
and that's
submit.
the form. Yeah.
right,
to
Yes.
submit.
down the bottom where it shows the
Right,
annual
cost.
cost, it has 2026, which is not
Yes.
relevant anymore.
Right.
Yes,
you need
so
to
I will
bump it
change
out.
that, but you also did flag me about the spreadsheet. Like, we shouldn't necessarily
Oh.
have 2026 in the spreadsheet, or,
We can just-
maybe for the current year, because we're
Yeah.
seeing what we
Well,
spent.
Right.
what you're doing now, until you do your new one, until you are accepting information for your new one, just
It's
for
kinda nice to
reference.
see
I
it.
think we kept it in for reference purposes.
Yeah, I think I
Mhm.
think that's a good thing to do. Because looking at an older CIP from 2026, it said for the CIP for 2026, 2006,
Mhm.
2008 to 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So like they weren't even looking at 2020 or 2007 at that
It's only
point.
going out 6 years.
But it wasn't even starting until 2 years out for the
Right.
2006 warrant.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I have the new form, I made it a Word doc. Gave folks a lot more runway
Mm-hmm.
to be descriptive,
Because we appreciate that.
Yeah. Descriptions are good. And I know that Chief Brooks had looked at it and said, this kind of really only works if it's brand new or something like that. So he was gonna provide feedback, and he wanted a chance to talk to different department heads.
What does he mean? It only works if it's brand new.
I forget if that's what he said.
What if you
I
want
guess he felt
update?
like it wasn't again, I'm trying to go back months at this point. It was something that it either, in his mind, it didn't work for replacement.
It's a purchase.
I thought we thought it through, but he was gonna look at it and kind of give us a bit more feedback as to what exactly he meant, so.
Sure, and then he can come in and provide us
Yeah,
with his.
if he has got notes on it
information.
or crossouts or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If new information
welcome.
comes to light on an item they've already submitted, then they need
We
to
just updated.
be able to update it.
Yeah.
Or if they need to remove something and put in something new, they need to be able to communicate that, so it could be a deleted item.
And this did also have instructions, kind of how to fill out the form, just for guidance. Just kind of this, when it's, you know, this is what we're asking for when we see
So is
description.
there gonna be a folder of these forms
Yes.
coming to us, coming to the committee?
Hopefully.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
This will be the first time for this committee actually receiving
Right.
inputs via this process,
Yes.
This form, yes.
this form. Okay.
They did, so last year, all the department heads filled out our first version of it.
All right,
And
mhm.
gave it to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be much more complete. And then also we learned that a lot of it is the process of talking and
It is.
going back and forth and really figuring it out. So
Right.
that process is almost more important than any form.
Right.
Just like blankly looking
It
at.
is, because you might wanna move something in or out, and you need to speak to the department head about the impact of their department on that,
Yeah,
and capital reserves and that sort of thing, yes.
definitely.
So,
Okay,
yeah, that,
so-
that only had 5,000 in one place as well, so that's now been updated to 10.
Okay.
Right.
And then I think that we can move to the next one because that would be all of our paperwork updated.
Noreen says that the CIP is not on the website.
It is not.
Yes, I realize that.
Yeah.
Yep, we had hoped, or it was,
I think
I think it was on page 1 for town meeting with the other documents, but we have at least one of the new hires has experience with websites. So she'll be able to kind of do it. Yeah, here, it is, it's on the first page, they
Oh,
have
it
the
is.
warrant article summary,
Okay.
warrant to be reviewed, and capital improvement plan, but, it got fixed, yay, because originally it uploaded sideways. So it was fixed and it is actually uploaded facing the right way. Awesome, and it has,
Great.
yep,
But does it have, it doesn't
it's at
have
130.
the information, so it just has the spreadsheet.
Yes,
Okay.
yep. So we will get, I think we have our own page
You
on
do,
here, do we?
you do, yes.
I like that Noreen is already saying we do, I like it.
I saw it.
I like it. Yes, that's where you got that cost analysis form, right?
Right.
Yep, so we'll get all of this stuff up here. Right, were we gonna get the planning board blessing on this stuff too, though?
I
Just-
think we can, just
I
have
think,
them
I don't
read
know
it.
about blessing, I mean, as much as maybe just comments
Perusal?
from them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I mean, to be perfectly honest, they sort of abdicated on it, so I don't know, the process
Can we just
now-
look at it as an opportunity to show off our work?
Yeah, no, I'm not unhappy about it, I'm just saying.
Here, read this.
They don't
Check
really,
it out.
they have a stake in the game in that, you know, from a planning perspective.
They
we
haven't
want them-
expressed interest.
Right, but again, that's why Tia is here.
Yes.
And she's the planning board representative, and that's why when we put forth the warrant article to create this under the selectmen, it had a planning board member, a select board member, an advisory budget committee member, and then the 2 members of the public. So, I mean, we don't go back and get the ABC's blessing on it. We notify them, we give them copies of it, we give them an opportunity to comment and give us feedback and work with us on this. I think the same process would hold true for the planning board.
Yeah.
That the only one
We
who
don't
truly
need their
needs to
stamp.
bless it, so to speak,
Is the
is the
select
select board.
And they have.
And they have, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll make sure that we have a final copy, as we've just amended the 5 to 10. and I will have that final copy for the board at the next meeting to officially sign into policy.
And do we want to vote, I think we should vote formally on changing this from 5 to 10 so that it's documented,
Yeah, sure.
just to show
Yeah.
that we made it.
We close the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Alright,
That's
I will
all.
make a motion to amend all the documentation, whether it's the form or the policy or the CIP spreadsheet itself, to reflect that threshold for,
To
I
reflect
keep
the
saying
10,000.
invoking
Yeah.
the CIP process. We're changing from 5,000 to 10,000 per discussion with department heads, per approval
Okay.
of the board of selectmen, all the things.
I have to write the motion.
Okay, alright.
So.
Nix that. I will make a motion
Sweet.
to amend the CIP documentation from references to $5,000 to 10. Timestamp.
I don't need the timestamp.
You're saying the threshold for an item going on the CIP
Yes.
From 5,000 to 10.
is 10,000.
I made said motion.
I'll second it.
I don't need seconds, but we have to give Sharon a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta catch up.
To catch up.
I got it.
I was trying to be thorough, but
I know.
sometimes
I got
it's TMI.
Right.
Duly noted. All right.
If we were a much larger town, then it would be even more important, because the whole idea was to be prepared for infrastructure changes, like new roads, which might require new equipment.
A new police
and-
department.
And, yeah, I mean, many
Building.
things of that sort. And so it's, I mean, that was its original reasoning behind it. And the reason it was embedded in the planning board, because that would be the first place that you would be looking at a new development, which maybe you have to put in addition to your school, or like more
It
staffing.
makes sense
It
there.
makes sense, it
but
does.
Only if you're planning.
Right.
All right.
Well,
Right,
we got
and our
very
town-
positive feedback from.
Can we, before we go,
yeah, sure.
we need to vote.
Are
Sorry.
you ready?
Oh,
Yes.
all in favor?
All in favor?
Here we go.
Aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Yes.
We got very positive feedback from Chief. He was very happy to see us
Mhm.
already setting aside $25,000 for the next cruiser that
Yeah.
needs to be replaced. We set
That's
aside
great.
an extra $100,000 for future reclamation projects such as East Madison Road and other kind of rough parts of town, because that's gonna take some. So
Right.
yeah, I think in general, we caught
Yeah,
a little bit of
smaller.
flack for adding to the tax,
Just-
but
Right.
at the same time, as we kind of
gonna
build
hit
up
you
that
sometime.
100,000 a year for every couple of years, when it
Mhm.
comes time to
Do it.
drop the money on it, hey, we've got it in the bank.
We were thinking about it, right?
So,
Yeah. And didn't you guys do you did that workshop with the state where they said that like the maintenance cost is
Oh, the
much
road one.
less?
The
Yeah.
T2 guys.
The UNH T2, yes, that excellent. Mad TV recorded it. It was fantastic because it also taught you a little bit about maintaining the roads and how much it costs to maintain the roads and how to plan that cost. So that's on Mad TV. I recommend that one.
So that like influenced what we decided to do
Mhm.
here.
It's great.
Okay, so we need to update the actual articles, which you said you probably already did. Wait, I put
I
that
had it highlighted.
Okay. And I have it here, and then I have a notebook too. I jotted them down in notes, easier. I did, and you can let me know if it starts to look like you already did it. Article 5,
You got it. Okay, pick it up. Okay. Article 5 was the big truck.
the police
Unassigned
cruiser.
fund balance. Oh, okay.
And it was unassigned fund balance. A15, I broke it out by departments. A15 was established police cruiser ETF with 25,000, with the BOS as agents to expend.
Hold on. 5 was to pay off the
To pay
lease.
off, pay off the police cruiser.
Yep,
So
to
there won't
pay
be
off,
anything in the future years.
Yeah. So then what you do is, I guess, we're just gonna zero out the
Future years.
future years.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep the
You keep the cruiser
52,000
on there.
in the 2026, because that is when we paid it, but we now are zeroing out the rest of the lease.
Mhm.
So, that was excellent.
And then I skipped to A15 because it was
But-
the same.
Article
What are you saying,
6.
8:15?
Oh, Article 15.
Oh, A15, not
A.
eight.
WA.
Oh, well, we still have 6.
Article.
Just those 6.
I was I grouped it by
Oh,
police, like what
Oh.
Oh,
department.
can we just go through them 5, 6, 7, that way we make sure we don't miss them?
Sure.
Sure.
Guys, my brain.
I know, organized differently.
Practice was the transfer station.
Or not. Or I guess I could just scroll. Yeah, transfer station truck,
Was.
and that is paid off.
119, so that was,
119, 457.
warrant article.
Warrant article
6.
6.
We're going in order now.
Alright, so that, is paid off, and the next 3 years are, instead of $32,000, go down to 000.
Some of these didn't apply to us though.
Yeah, so we'll, like
Yeah,
7
just
doesn't
skip up
apply to the
7,
CIP,
yeah.
because that's
No.
the town budget. 8 is town budget, 9 is town budget.
So 10.
10, that's
It's coming
363,000
from
for the plow
unassigned.
truck. That's the
What's-
plow truck, not all of it.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Raise.
To buy the clean
Well, it
fleet
does, and then
grant.
we pay it back because of the grant.
We pay roughly 109,000.
10 was to raise and appropriate 363.
So we should still have a number in
We
there.
should
It'll
have
just
several numbers. We should have the
Mhm.
255 to show it's being, coming from a grant, and then the
Mhm.
109 comes from the unassigned fund balance.
Yep. So warrant article impact, I have the full dollar amount, but
Yep.
it
And
came out of the
then you
unassigned
redu-
fund, but yeah.
And so
But nothing in future years.
So yeah, so
right?
that means
Right.
that we just
no,
dropped.
yes, we do have in future years. Oh no, wait,
No,
we
we
paid the
wouldn't.
109
Out of the unassigned fund
Unassigned
balance.
fund.
already.
Mhm.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
Or
gotcha.
will.
Will. Mhm.
Yep, so
Okay.
we paid an extra, well, we paid $353,760 for those 3 vehicles that we will own outright, which feels really good. Okay,
Yep, that's the one.
alright, so those are updated,
So 10 is updated?
yes.
Okay. 11,
That's chip sealing. Do we don't keep that
No.
on here.
We don't,
So 11 and 12, oh,
And
11, 12,
13.
13,
Yeah.
that's all road maintenance.
Yep.
And it's all current money, right? And it's all gonna
With-
come out of, is that 2026?
yes.
yeah, it'll all be 2026 budget money, but
Right, but nothing in future years
no, there'll be
Right.
more in future years from other
for others.
new
Yes.
warrant articles. This is only
Yes.
a year.
Right.
And then the 14 is the road reclamation and rehabilitation capital reserve fund.
Yes, so let me,
So that
establish that.
becomes a line item.
so the department, for which one are we talking about, for DPW highway, is that what it is?
Article 14, yeah.
DPW.
DPW highway, we created a road reclamation and rehabilitation capital
Capital
reserve.
reserve fund. And we put 100,000 in it.
Yep. So then we would be projecting what we would be putting into that each year in future
Yeah, hopefully,
years,
hopefully.
yeah. But we have to project that.
Well, we have to get numbers from them as to how many
Mhm.
roads and, like how
Mhm.
many roads do we
Right.
think
Yeah.
that we're gonna.
So we need them to do
We
a
need them to
road
do some homework.
maintenance
Some road
CIP.
inventory there.
Right.
Mhm.
And then
Um,
there's
and-
Article 14. And I will copy the text.
That's
And
not
that's
really
in
on us
addition
though,
to-
Noreen. We would suggest that to the Board of Selectmen because they're their charge,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
so we
Right.
can't say, oh, you have to give us a road
Mhm.
CIP. We'd go through Joy and
Mhm.
say, hey, we think this would be really helpful.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, we
right,
know it
please.
would be really
Yes,
helpful. Can you
please give it to
urge
us.
the DPW to do this?
Yeah.
Alright.
The same as when we get to it, we need to urge the fire department to do a fleet,
Urge them, okay.
a fleet report the way the DPW has done one.
Yeah, with the police, or the, yeah, the DPW.
Yeah, and the police should do the same thing. theirs is much shorter, it's easier to get a handle on, but
Yeah.
they should at least have that fleet report so that, I'm sure it would help, what's her name? Lucia?
Lucia.
Lucia?
Yeah.
It would help Lucia become much more acquainted with.
And even though we don't have a line for the maintenance,
We do need it.
yeah, should we add that?
We had one, and I
Is it
forget
new?
why we took it out. I think that's because they are kind of use it or lose it sometimes. Which ones? So the road maintenance ones, we did have them in there and then we stopped putting them in there, and I can't recall why, but there was, because we weren't,
So with the warrant articles 11, 12, and 13, that's 420,200 that's being spent on roads in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting the line item of the road reclamation and rehabilitation.
that's a capital reserve.
Capital reserve,
Yeah.
understood, all right? But the road needs to go in there because something is going to be projected to be spent in 2027, right? And we may still add to this capital reserve, so
Yeah,
it
I
does,
think you're right. We
it
need to
does
add
have, the line item does need to be there because part of what we're asking the selectmen to project is what are going to be those warrant articles next year and the year after
You could combine
To
them all to
refill it.
one.
to one, that's.
Because the only
right.
reason that they're itemized out is because the actions, one is chip sealing,
Right.
one is paving, and the other is crack sealing.
Right,
They're three different activities, but they're all road maintenance.
probably
So
had
maybe we just have one line that says
separate
road
quotes,
maintenance.
Mhm.
Because we still have the number 35, the transfer station repaving. And I know that it's different, but it's similar
It's
to.
not in
uh,
13, it's not listed in 13, though.
I mean
It's
on
not
our
in 13.
CIP,
Oh.
mhm.
on our sheet.
Right. But
we
when
have
was
transfer
that
station.
expected to be happening?
We
I think
didn't
it already
do that.
happened.
Did they already do it?
Already do what?
The
Repave.
transfer station repaving, I think it already
I
happened.
think they did some.
Some of it? Okay, and we didn't have anything. We had no,
It was
Right.
all
Information
TBD.
But that's not what we're talking about here, I don't think. We're talking about
It's a
on
one-
roads, we're talking about
yeah.
actual roads in the town.
So that we
I don't
do
see
have
anything
that
else.
road CIP that we've asked the DPW to look at. And that's where that Alpha company came in.
Yes.
Is, there are companies, the guys are starting the groundwork now to identify road square yardage, basically. Not only to just identify the ones that need the most work, but to actually measure the roads so that they, when they're pricing out, asphalt and all of that, that's, done by that. So, they're kind of doing the measuring and laying the groundwork, and then I forget whether it's Alpha or whether it's the North Country Council that has people that do it, that basically drive around and assess your roads.
Yeah,
So they
NCCs.
do have like a spreadsheet of their own where they can plug in and
That's great.
update all of that
And
stuff.
they need that detail.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
But I
this
think-
committee doesn't need that detail,
Correct.
correct?
correct.
We
Yeah.
need the summary detail.
So
Are they
the-
going to be looking at 10 years, hopefully?
Yes, again, I think that's that
That's
UNHT
the goal.
T2 training was,
Okay.
yes, talking about planning that.
So
But I don't think that I don't think they're shut off until 2031. Is
Yeah.
that what it says in the article?
Yep. And I was
So
looking-
we could put it in there and
Mhm.
There is a
Just
warrant
to show
article
it.
drawdown, that report that we used to get sometimes. And that kind of showed us these
Mhm.
historical warrant articles to
Which would
see
be-
how much was spent.
But I agree with Noreen
Yeah.
in that in order to
Okay.
to anticipate what we might need in the form of money for maintenance, recognizing that maintaining them now is much cheaper than road reconstitution.
Yep.
They want to be able, the DPW needs to be able to plan some level of an amount. And
Yes.
so obviously their first step is they got to get a handle on their road CIP and their road conditions.
Yes.
But they need a place in their own CIP to put those numbers, and they may line them out with, here's the crack ceiling, here's, they're more specific than we are, but we at least need a line, I think, that says road maintenance.
Yeah.
And contains this overarching 11, 12, and 13 number of $420-something thousand. And we may only at this point have this year's $420-something thousand.
Right.
But hopefully in the not too distant future, within the next 6-8 months, we get at least estimates for the next 3 to 4 years.
Exactly, and then that would tell you when you needed to draw on the reserve, because something will trigger that, right? If we keep putting funding in them, if we recommend funding go into the capital reserve, they're gonna hit a year, it's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be $700,000 in 2030. We're gonna have to pull out some of that
Like
reserve
the major.
to
Yeah.
try and keep things as level as possible. That's why you started it.
Yep. Yep, so I think that's definitely something the select board can request. And we did request, they were able to put together an updated road priority list for town meeting that did go on the website. It wasn't like, whoa, like that big
Yeah.
massive spreadsheet,
Right.
but they did at least provide a
They
list,
started it.
color-coded list,
Yeah.
for town meeting so that folks could
Yeah.
kind of see, correlate it to the warrant articles.
I do have a
Sort of.
drawdown.
Mhm.
I have a 2025 drawdown. And it says they have a road improvements and for 2025.
Oh, do you have the warrant article drawdown?
I have
you?
a drawdown. I don't know if it's,
Printed on 210.
yeah,
So
it's
for
the
the
most
budget
recent
hearing.
budget.
And are those the warrant article numbers?
Well, no, this is
No,
just
those
showing.
are what are old, that's what was already existing in the DPW.
So in this drawdown, it shows that they have road improvements.
But that's not a warrant article drawdown, that's just a
That's just
budget
their budget?
drawdown.
Budget.
That's their budget lines.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Okay,
those
so
are,
this-
like
so-
the big warrant articles tend to be when we hire an outside paving company, we get bids and hire an outside paving company. That budget line is, I think, for repairs that, our DPW department does.
Is that
Okay.
drawdown part of the annual report or no?
Nope.
No.
It's something we get as part of the ABC,
Oh, okay.
and then I usually pass it on to them,
Okay.
to here.
Yeah. Okay.
There is not not to that level, I have the report right here, I don't know that it looks like that.
No,
It's
yeah.
it's the other drawdown.
It's the general,
Sorry, the wrong one.
what's the here? That's revenue.
This is useful though, my goodness.
I know.
You guys
Yes,
have
it
so
is.
much information.
You wanna know what's even more useful? There's the 150-page detailed drawdown.
So
That
this
one.
is, here we go, there's a warrant article drawdown.
Oh, okay.
On what page
Oh,
is
that's
that?
great.
That is on page 87 of the 2005 town report. So these are the 2025 warrant article drawdown. So if we look at,
Yep.
where are our paving ones? So there they are, paving the
Paving
second
and
one
road
down, number
improvement.
7.
Okay.
So there was budgeted 400,000, we
Mhm.
spent 387.
This year's 420,700.
But they, so that money, they get to hold on to, I think similarly, as Tia called out, that this year's are non-lapsing until 2031. I think these were kind of till 2030, so they have 12,619 kind of
Everything
left
was
in that
spent at the
they could
library.
roll forward to this work, I believe. That's something I wanna understand.
Okay, I had my finger on.
It depends on how the warrant article was written. Cause like with this one, they can only
would
use
be in the
these
front.
for, the warrant articles that we passed this year. They can only use this for chip sealing of town roads. So if they chip seal all the town roads and they have $5,000 left over from this, they can't use it to do crack sealing, or they can't use it to do paving. They can only use it to do chip sealing.
Including but not limited to.
Yeah,
On
those are the
those
roads
roads.
that it's including but not limited to East Madison, Pound Road, Colby Hill Road. So they could chip seal other roads like if my road were paved, although Glines Hill is paved in a part, they could chip seal part of Glines Hill. but they can't use this money to ditch on Bickford.
So do you guys think that this, having 3 additional lines would be too much for us? Or would it be helpful for us to be like, oh no, this is the breakdown and just put it in here?
So what I have in the spreadsheet too that I don't print out for you guys is I do have a tab for funding accounts. So when there's a warrant article that creates a fund that pays for stuff, I add it here and I add the text of it. So like, wait a minute, what did that 2011 warrant article say that established the Highway Heavy Equipment Fund? So I have this so we can refer back to it. I have not put in the highway ones, but this might be a place where I could. Because the only way that I know that those were tracked was through that warrant article
The warrant
drawdown.
article drawdown.
But we don't have the historical previous ones, like we would have to go back to a previous annual report to see, okay, which one was the paving one before that, then was that fully expended? Because I don't know.
There
It
should be a
helps
way
you
to pull that
organize.
information out of
QuickBooks.
upstairs QuickBooks, so that we could get a single report that from, say, 2020 to now, 2020 through 2025, all the warrant articles in the status, what was left over, and is it still viable? Can it still be used for anything?
Yeah.
For our purposes,
Article 7 says for paving and road improvements. I mean, it doesn't even go into any detail.
Right, so that one they have some.
That was last
I
year's.
know it's last
They have
year's.
leeway
Yeah,
with it.
so there was some left over.
Right, paving and road improvement.
Improvement, right.
So there's $12,000 left over.
It went into the general fund, and that's where it sits, right? It's not going to
You would think.
go anywhere. It becomes part of the reserve.
If it's not used,
It's part.
It goes
becomes
into
part of the
unexpended
reserve
fund
unexpended-
balance.
Right.
It goes back into the unexpended fund balance, and
Yes.
it ends up getting used either at the end of the year if they're gonna do an obligation in order to spend money on something that came
Well-
up that we didn't know about.
Well, are these articles that they're using unexpended
Yeah,
funds?
and
That's
it
where
gets
comes
spent on
from.
that,
Yeah.
and then it also gets used to pay down this year's taxes. They usually take a couple
They
hundred
should-
K.
Right, right.
and there's a minimum, right?
Yeah, we have to hold a minimum for the state. The state wants us to hold 4%.
But this one these are different.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to get at.
I'm getting at the
This
fact
will
that these were
not
more
lapse
specific.
Until the funds have been exhausted. So that means they can carry over.
I think we should have a
But they can only
line.
carry over to use these to do Article 11 is chip sealing,
Mm-hmm.
B would be paving,
Paving.
and then C is
Crack filling.
crack filling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so somebody has to track that we are not using crack filling money to just go back into the general fund and have it be used for whatever. Now, it does say, until the funds have been exhausted with the completion of the project.
But we've had these types of articles before, so there has to be a line somewhere that tracks that.
yeah, it's in
It's
every
this
year where they
warrant
have that
article
warrant
drawdown.
article drawdown.
My question is who's tracking when this gets left over, this $12,000 gets left over, that $12,000
Is not.
isn't just bumped into a general fund, it's left in a
Understood.
paving and road improvement
Understood.
piece.
But there is another.
Until December 31st, when they expire.
I'm sure Mike Brooks can answer that question, because he,
I don't know.
at town meetings, a lot of times he will bring up the fact that something was not, when, there's articles that they actually submit, and someone has to have the information when the fund needs to be dissolved. It's been spent, so therefore it does not need to be tracked anymore.
Right, right.
That's what I'm trying to get at. I
Who
don't
does
know if we
that
have one
job?
of those warrant articles in here
Is that the
this time.
treasurer? With
Is
the
where they
treasurer?
wanted to close out.
Nope. We have, since I have been here for 5 years, the only one we've closed out was a forest one.
And then they combined the veterans ones, the proposed new, they opted to just use the existing one. When I was researching history of big equipment, they used to have different highway funds. Some, at one point they had a dedicated grader fund, and then they dissolved it and made it the highway heavy equipment. So it does happen, it is by
But there
vote
is a-
of warrant article when changes like that are done.
I think for our purposes, we should just keep them separate, so
Yeah.
then we're not,
We'll know.
We're not confused.
We'll know,
'Cause
and we'll know,
yeah.
yes.
And then I think we should also have a separate one for the CRF, A14. So establish road reclamation
Oh, right, right,
CRF,
right.
so that's
Yeah.
for the bigger major road rehab.
So I have, so I have this tab of funding accounts, but I can figure out how to connect with the warrant article drawdowns, like what is the paper trail of that as to where the invoices that kind
Yeah,
of go
the
against that.
example would be last year's warrant article for the roads. And what's,
Right.
and where the 12,000 gets recorded.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
you must get that because it's, you're letting it out, right?
I don't know that you guys get it as much as we get it. The ABC gets it.
Okay.
I don't know that the select board ever really
Oh,
gets
you're
it
not
unless I
expending
send
it.
it to them.
Oh.
Because they're not, well, I know they're expending it, they're the
sign?
agents to expend, but all they get is a request and they sign the request. I don't know that they ever get, and in that request it says, here's what's in the account, here's how much we're gonna spend, here's what'll be left.
Okay.
But I don't know that they get this. We get this on a monthly, we get this every meeting.
The warrant article drawdown? Oh, cool.
Okay, so let's move on from DPW. Oh wait, we have A16 as well.
Keep them on separate, so we're gonna keep 11, 12, and 13 as separate line items in the CIP.
Yeah.
Right, and then 14, we're gonna give it a separate, its own line.
Mhm.
And then I think we just want to note that on A16, the heavy highway ETF is 60,000. So now the balance would be what, about like 81,000.
So that, we actually do have a
79,
report.
300.
But we're skipping 15, let's not skip
Yeah.
15.
Oh, sorry.
I have 15 in there.
Okay, 15's in there?
16 is 79,300.
Yeah,
So we do have a separate report
It was
for,
amended.
yes.
we did have an ETF's, summary report. So when we have, for example, we added whatever to the highway heavy equipment ETF, Linda gave us a report that says year created, year end, what was added at town meeting.
Yes.
So it's the
Okay.
subtotal, what was expended. So I don't think, we don't need to track that because we have a report. I mean, we could make note that it's a report that we wanna see, but I don't think we need to track it within this spreadsheet because that's here.
Does that spreadsheet link to the CIP? So what I'm looking at is, do we have one place where you can see the entirety of the capital obligations that the town has undertaken and is looking to undertake?
So that's what our main spreadsheet is, right?
But you're
And
saying it
then-
doesn't have those ETFs on it.
Because it does not have these dollar amounts. I have the ETFs as they were created in my funding accounts. I'm not maintaining the dollar amounts because they're here.
I don't know what here means, so. I know they're on that list. I know that I see them on that list, but that's
We
a-
don't go
And then
back
again,
that
we
far.
now
That's what
get
you're
the
saying.
detailed report of the invoices that were taken out of that ETF.
But that's a separate report.
So
I'm trying not to duplicate efforts that I would have to update the spreadsheet every time I get the report.
No, and I'm not looking to do that either.
Okay.
There's gotta be a way in QuickBooks that we could put this all together, and so you put the number in once and it updates all the subsequent spreadsheets that we have,
And we'll look into that.
right?
So,
It
can I
is-
show you something?
it is kind of hard though too because we don't have we're not showing
Capital reserve
old
funds,
data.
expendable trust funds.
Yep.
And so, I think, I don't know for sure, but I would think that these articles would have to go in here. Because when something goes down, like here's a ball field expendable trust fund, when the amount goes down to nothing, then there's a warrant article that says we wanna close out
Oh,
the
if they-
ball field expendable trust fund.
They
Or
leave
the
the-
capital reserve fund.
They haven't been closing them out. They've been leaving them at zero. Look, if you look at that sheet, where's the sheet you just had? They've been leaving them at zero in case 3 years from now I need to put more money in for a ball field. I don't want to create another. I don't want to recreate that same fund. We
Okay.
leave the fund.
But I'm just
Okay,
trying to,
like
I'm
your
just
dollar in it.
questioning, I don't mean to be
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah, so
but-
there's a
But
general
see
government
these?
building computer
They're
equipment.
all at zero,
I get
but
it.
they're not. There's no move to get rid of these.
Here. Noreen, I don't know if this answers your
There
question,
are
but why don't we?
ones.
Here,
No,
do
no,
you
but
mind
this
setting
is
that down?
they've moved the Historical Society building ETF. This is the
Mhm,
ETF,
okay.
right? This was what they're spending. This is so.
But I'm saying that if this says that it's somewhere, there would be a tracking of this, so that come December 31st, 2031 or before, if these funds are expended, it needs to be closed. Is that not,
They're
is
not
that
clo-
not this?
They're not closed.
They're not closing
They're not
them.
closed.
Here, look at that.
They're just leaving them.
But I think
And-
what you
and-
have, Noreen, is
Mhm.
what you're looking for. Every year we get this
Right.
a
Yes,
balance sheet, right?
right.
Like
And the
Right.
trustees, the trust
Now they'll
funds.
show it as fully expended. It will show that there's a zero balance in it when it
Mhm.
gets fully expended. But they're not doing the paperwork to close those funds.
Even this that says the completion on or before,
Even these.
they wouldn't close this one?
It's just the money that expires, not the fund.
Mhm.
The money expires, the fund does not.
Are you talking about the honor before for the paving?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Article
those
11,
aren't,
12,
yeah, because
13.
those aren't funds, so they're
That's-
not gonna be on that list, they're in the warrant article drawdown.
That's true. They're not in any of these.
Okay. So they'll show up as 3 separate lines in the drawdown.
In that, specifically the warrant
Right, in the
article
warrant
drawdown.
I'm
article.
trying to get to the definition of the difference between the 2025 warrant article for 400,000 for highway and that 12,000 left over.
Yep,
And the fact that whatever's left over in 2026 on this cannot be put into the general fund. It cannot go into the general fund. It's reserved for this
purpose
warrant,
until
for this
20
purpose.
Yeah.
Until
So-
2031, at which case
Right.
it expires.
Yep.
And then it
Expires.
can
So where's
go
that
into the
tracked?
nobody's
general
gonna
fund.
touch that.
but
Right.
where is it tracked?
But where
Where
is
is
it
that?
tracked? Because,
It's in that warrant article drawdown, but
thank you,
where is it?
that's what I'm trying
Yeah,
to get at.
yep. Yep.
That's all right. We'll work it through.
Joy gets
over
it.
there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
My question is, or my concern is lodged. or
Wait, you want to know where the
watched.
money goes? Me too.
We want to make sure
Where-
it doesn't.
where is
so
it held?
Well,
Picky.
it doesn't go to the general fund. It stays in here until it's spent or it expires. Yeah.
Yes.
Presumably.
Unless
That's
somebody
what it's
comes and
supposed to
tells us
happen.
otherwise.
Mhm.
That's fine.
So,
Well, they'll probably spend it all, hopefully, and then it won't matter.
well,
Good roads.
potentially not, because you saw this one, there's,
Yeah, but they didn't put a
12,000.
restriction on it. But they didn't put a restriction on that.
I'd have to go back and look at the wording to see what
Well,
it
I
says.
have, it's in here.
All right.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's
it's in the
absolutely in
beginning,
here, it's
but
in here.
Right, I know, it's in the beginning.
Let's go
Yeah.
to A15 if you guys are all set. Are you all?
It's Article
that
7.
Those three.
It's Article 7.
I added that in.
Yeah.
You did A15?
I did.
Okay, so that's the,
Well, it does have a
It has a date,
expiration.
yes,
Oh,
2030.
so it can't go into the general fund.
Not until 2030.
30, okay. Got it.
Actually, it's January 1st of 2031.
Right, okay,
So it has to be tracked like this
right.
until 2030.
So that means they can spend more, right? They can
They
spend
could
that
add-
12,000,
oh,
they can spend
As
that
long as it's within
12,000.
the, meets the
As
description
long
of
as
the
it's
article.
paving and road improvement.
However, it is exactly phrased in that warrant article,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
which was kind of vague,
vague.
because it was
very vague.
paving and road
There are,
improvements.
Which-
oh, it does say Town Line, Forest Pines, Pine Hill, and Jones.
Including
Yeah,
Road.
but
it'll
not limited
say
to.
Include, but not limited to, yeah. So it's
So they have
included but
wiggle
not
room
limited
into,
to,
yeah,
okay.
they have wiggle room into what roads they take care of.
Okay.
And at least one of them has wiggle
But
room in
not
terms of
limited to.
paving and or road improvements.
So I
but
think
that
at
would
least-
go back
all have
to
that
the
limited
BOS
to.
and they would
Yeah,
be like,
but- Absolutely
this is
do
for
that.
High Street, you
That
can't
gives them
just
the wiggle
change your
room.
mind.
Yeah.
So that's what that's for.
So, but I think though, and maybe this is a budget, committee issue, is that seeing this like this,
Mhm.
move this over and put another line here that says, expiration date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, actually, yep.
What?
I actually had that right down here.
Yeah.
Warrant article drawdown, page 87, report of previous warrant articles and drawdowns and non-lapsing until 2031, 2030,
The
yeah.
not lapsing is important.
Yep. So what is the expiration date, basically?
What is the
So-
expiration
Expiration
date?
date.
Knowing that, okay, when you look at the unexpended fund balance, you can't transfer $19,619 of that into really just general fund. It has to stay in these warrant articles until
Until it
they
lapses.
expire. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's more than just the expiration date then, because you can't use those same, what page was that on?
87.
This one, 87.
87 of 2025.
Okay. You cannot use the same numbers, you know. Oh, it's got the year on it, never mind. So there could be more warrant articles with past years
Exactly.
showing on here.
There should be,
There
in
should be,
fact.
yes,
In
there should
fact,
be.
there should be.
Right, there might be a 2024, there
But
might
these are all
be-
2025s.
I realize
And
that,
there's-
but maybe there were 2024s.
Right, which we
that were
just-
supposed to be on here too.
Yeah, we just, because I just pulled out that same page in the other one,
Mhm.
and everything was exactly zeroed out except for the $9,000 that we didn't spend last year on the voting machine.
Mhm.
On the what?
On the voting machine.
Mm.
So,
But I'm just, so like this is all like zeroed out perfectly too,
Mhm.
except that we underspent on the paving and road improvement.
Right.
And we thanks to Sloan and her grants, we didn't need the $7,000 for the library
So we
door.
kinda have to go back through
And see,
the
you know,
articles in the
Yeah.
past reports to see
where does that
if they had, what
7,000
the
sit?
expirations were.
Yep,
It would be helpful.
I have that.
Do you?
I have that in my notes.
Okay, so you have it in
Maureen
your
and I are on the
notes.
same page today.
Thank you.
Our brains are thinking along the same lines today.
Would it be, so it would be helpful for us to be able to access like a separate tab, like you have with those past warrant articles that still may be in effect? Is that
Well,
what
or
you're saying?
added to that, or added to that drawdown.
That should be in QuickBooks. So I'd rather see it not maintained in the spreadsheet that I would have to manually update.
Yeah.
But to somehow, like Sharon said, if it's not a report in QuickBooks, it's an export from QuickBooks that
Right.
updates the spreadsheet.
So I
Okay.
guess the question would be, if Pine Hills Road or something was on the 2022 warrant article that expired in 2027, is that gets spent first before you start spending on that road in another warrant article for a future year. Do you get where I'm going?
I do.
And hopefully we're not duplicating those
timing of money.
ETFs and.
Right, and that money's, if it's still there for that particular year's warrant article, if that wasn't shown as being spent down,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's still there, or it should be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the BOS would have that information and know.
We would have to get it from the town administrator, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they'll
Just
handle that.
Just a little detail for the new administrator to look at. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, because they're basically then act like restricted funds
Mhm.
for the time being until they lapse.
Exactly.
And you
Exactly.
can't use them to pay down next year's tax bill.
No, right, exactly.
Mhm.
And there needs to be, well, how much of that
How much of
is
And the other side,
reserved?
that 4% and the other
Right.
side fund balance.
Right, okay,
All right.
cool.
Very good. Okay, so do you have noted that we added 25,000 to a?
I'm on 15 still. 15 is in the
15.
CIP,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
She
we are.
said
That's
it's in
where
the
we are.
CIP, it's already in there.
I just added it.
Yeah, she added it. It was new
Yeah.
this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Gray added.
15. There.
Yes, Gray did.
16.
Mhm.
Heavy highway. Added 60,000. Is that on there?
79.3.
Actually, 79.3.
It
There
was
was an amendment
amended.
on the
Oh.
floor.
Yeah.
Oops. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You're like me.
So
make all the
I
balances.
wasn't tracking,
Keep me straight here.
I wasn't tracking balances because I knew we had this report from Linda tracking the ETF balances. So I wasn't doing that separately. She gave that to us,
Mhm.
so.
Okay.
I'm
Do we
sorry,
have
I
added-
missed that. What are you talking about?
T is, She is asking if for the ETFs and such that already existed where we added another 60 to the highway heavy equipment, am I tracking it here? And I'm not tracking that because the balances are already being tracked in QuickBooks and with this report.
But do we
But
know
we-
that actually happened?
That
Do
what
we know
happened?
that any of that has been updated?
Oh, no, yep, so that's upstairs.
That's not for
Well,
us,
Right.
really.
Yeah,
not
But
that's-
I
us.
see your concern.
It's an administrative.
Yep, and that is an administrative task that is on the desk upstairs
Okay.
for the warrant articles to be added to QuickBooks.
But we
We
need
have-
to add it on our CIP because it's under police, right?
Wait.
We need to
No,
act.
we're talking heavy highway equipment expendable.
No, if
trust
we're,
fund.
you're talking, you wanna go back to the warrant
Go
article
back to
15.
15.
Oh, sorry.
Police.
Did you go back to 15?
I don't know,
No, you already added that
yeah,
one.
Right.
so what do we?
Sorry.
So we're talking
I
about highway
messed
heavy
up and
equipment?
went back to that. Yep, back
Okay.
to this one. This one right there.
Okay, so 16.
I look at
The
numbers.
The total
Yeah.
was 79,300, but that's on
And
the.
previously established.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm
So
not,
it's going, right.
so that's already in this
In this-
ETF
it'll
report,
be
so
in-
I'm not
yes,
tracking it.
Right,
Okay,
okay.
so we don't have to track that.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay, so 17. And that's already established too, that's in assessing. But I feel like for things like assessing, should we have the assessing department on here?
It's on that one.
It's on the other one. Yeah.
Okay, so it's more,
That's an ongoing thing. It's not
Yeah.
really a capital
So-
improvement. It's just
How
a
to fund
fund
it.
to
Yeah.
accrue to pay for a consultant 5 years down the line to do the major
To reassess
assessing.
the major
And so there's one way it comes into play. Well, assessing
Because we're
is kind of
seeing
its own thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes, for example, into highway heavy equipment, so we have a line in the CIP spreadsheet of how are you
How you
going
can pay
to
for
fund
it.
this,
Right.
and that's where that comes in. You
Yeah.
say highway heavy equipment ETF.
Right.
So that's kind of almost invokes this report. But one thing, somebody shared with me a different town's CIP where they have, each department has their own tab on the CIP and they have their equipment, and then at the bottom they do have the funding account and the balance and what year do we need to purchase what, and that's how much we have in it. I feel like this is massive and hard to break out like that possibly. I might be able to do pivot tables, and have in each tab, and then when we update this thing, it automatically refreshes and updates the pivot tables to do something similar. So that's where things would tie in.
I think about it like the planning board, it's a committee, but we know that the master plan would cost, 50,000 in 10 years. Do we save for it and put it in an ETF and put it here because it's their version of what they need to account for?
Can I ask to clarify ETF versus a capital reserve?
You can, and I don't know that I can explain that.
So, so to me, the ETF, the expendable trust fund, can be spent from in case of an emergency, but a capital reserve requires the legislative body to release the funds. Am I getting at something
So our
that has
ETFs,
a difference?
a significant difference is that an ETF is held with the trustees of the trust funds.
Yeah,
So for example, when we created the police cruiser expendable trust fund, that $25,000 is going to be held and tracked by the trustee of the trust funds, outside of QuickBooks, their own thing. And the selectmen are the agents to expend from this
expend.
fund. So when somebody
Right.
says, okay, we're ready to buy the police cruiser, they fill out a specific form. I don't know if I have an example. I do have an example in here of a form
Yep.
to the trustees of the trust funds.
right.
The selectmen vote, sign that form, it goes to the trustees.
TV has an expendable trust fund,
There you
okay?
go.
But capital reserve
Is different.
putting money away
Mhm.
for a designation, a designated future expense
A
that
capital-
requires
right.
the legislative body at town meeting or a special town meeting to expend.
And I think I think the only capital reserve fund we have, other than this newly created one, is a conservation one.
I don't
No,
think, there's a
there are
lot of
some
them.
other ones, there are some other ones.
So there's the
So-
land acquisition and conservation purposes capital reserve fund. Everything else, I
Where
think,
is
is an ETF.
No, it should, where was that sheet,
That sheet I
the-
just showed you.
yeah, here, these. You've
trustee
got
trust
a
funds?
town conservation, 147, Edelweiss
Yeah.
has a bunch of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
School district has some,
yes,
but
that
the
was to buy,
town one.
that was to buy school buses originally.
Yeah, the town
They're
one,
like
the only one.
bigger purchases.
They're capital acquisition projects, right? That's what a CRF is for. A ETF is for, maintenance projects, those kinds of things. And you're right, we only have, before we created this
School
new
building.
police cruiser, was the town conservation, but that's not the town, that's the
School
school.
building has some.
That's the school.
Right.
We don't
Right,
do those.
okay. But the town
The
does
town
not-
only has the
the
conservation land acquisition.
What did
Okay.
you say about that, Sharon?
To so like
Oh,
to
about
purchase.
us just having one? Right before that? You were right?
I am not gonna say it again, you heard me say it the first time.
I'm gonna take them where I can these
Smart
days.
ass.
Come on,
Just smart
throw me a
ass.
bone, Sharon. Throw me a bone.
Do we have other ones?
No, we only
don't
have
have
the
the what?
CRF, but now we have the
I
police
have
cruiser
two.
one.
Or the
Validate me, Sharon. Validate me.
no the police.
Oh, police cruiser is expendable
Road,
trust.
road.
Trust, so we
The
didn't
road.
create a capital.
Oh,
reserve.
yeah, I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
road reclamation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the new one.
And
yeah.
and
Yeah.
those are for specifically for
So-
building or refurbishing
Like
major
road
repairs.
So
rehabilitation.
Like,
what
we have to
AI
bring
would
it down
tell
to
you
nothing
is
and
that
then-
capital reserve funds, typically RSA 35, are generally focused on major capital acquisitions or projects, whereas expendable trust funds, typically RSA 31, are often used for broader maintenance, operation, or specific designated purposes.
Okay, yep.
But I don't know
Statutory.
how it's
Expenditure
expended.
requires legislative body vote or named agents
have
to
to go.
expend for the capital reserve fund.
Or
And it
named
requires
agent.
legislative body
Body,
vote or named
right.
agents to expend. So if you don't name,
An agent, it's the town.
it's the town.
So
Oh.
this,
So
yes, so a
that's
CRF can only be spent by vote at town
Town meeting.
meeting.
No,
Um,
you
not
can
even-
name agents to
Right, no, but
expend.
ours, because we
Ours,
didn't
right.
name
They make-
agents.
Right.
Everything else is selectmen are agents to expend, because that was the other thing I did. I went down
Right.
on the each of
Which-
these ETFs to identify who are the agents to expend.
Okay.
I was gonna say, but we don't have to, going forward, on an expendable trust fund, we don't have to name the selectmen as agents to
Correct.
expend. You can
No.
leave it as the legislative body.
And George Epstein did express some, wait a minute, how much how much
The
money are the
select-
selectmen
selectmen-
agents to expend on? Like,
Right.
that's a bit of free rein, it's $500,000.
But it's
Well, that's why
not
that's
for
kind
general
of
maintenance,
nice.
so it's,
Right.
yeah, yeah, so it's.
So
for-
we're aware, we're
Mhm.
warned on that.
Right.
That's kind of nice, and then it gets the selectmen out of kind of hot water if there are the bigger, yeah.
And
bigger
in some
purchases
cases,
made, and they're
there
like,
is a
"Well,
thought process that, things that are gonna be paid out throughout the year. For example, the Historical Society, building improvement, that when they get an invoice because something broke or whatever,
Mhm.
we don't need to wait until town meeting
Right.
to
Oh,
do,
absolutely.
to take care of that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right.
It can just be selectmen agents to expend.
So the DPW will just have to be like on the ball though for that,
Mhm.
so that if they're planning that year and ahead,
Mm-hmm. They've got.
they get
have
their
to ask
vote
the
in.
town.
Yeah.
Well, legitimately, they should have a plan that's 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years out,
Mhm.
so that they know,
When they're closing in on.
come March, I'm gonna need to expend these funds,
Mhm.
and so they can
As town.
ask the town to vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be a warrant article, and it'll say, expended from the Road Reclamation Rehabilitation Capital Reserve Fund.
They've got it. They're gonna get it.
All right.
We'll help
17.
them. Okay. Yes, so
We're back to the
17,
assessing expendable trust.
Which.
which is over there, and we are not gonna put it on
Okay.
here.
Yep.
Okay. 18 is the
Silver
dam,
Lake Dam Improvement Expendable Trust.
and we
You have it on your CIP.
yeah.
Which one?
The
Don't we
Silver
have a
Lake-
dam?
Silver Lake Dam.
The reason why we had it there was because that was gonna be such a major project.
Yeah.
right.
And because those funds, Jake was gonna look into whether or not we have contracted, because I'm confused, because when MSK is said, in the context of that 165, that doesn't make sense to me, because MSK has done reports for us, engineering reports that we have. Then this 165, the documentation that I see is BTS Bergeron Technical Services, and we put out to bid for another engineering study, and Bergeron facilitated that, and we ended up going with, and again, I think this was before my time, Turner as the next phase of the engineering study sort of piece to it. So, was said at the meeting the other night, contract is done with MSK, contract. And I don't know if MSK is BTS and there's just naming confusion, but where Jake took on the task of identifying,
Right.
yes, there's 165,000 that we've set aside for Bergeron and Turner to work on things. Okay, what is the contract? What has been signed?
It's actually 179,400. Because the
Balance.
it's more than that probably.
In the Silver Lake Dam?
Yeah, Silver Lake Dam
Article
improvement
18.
shows the balance of 79,400, and we just added 100,000 to
Right.
it.
Hold on. What line is that on the C? There it is.
18.
Silver Lake Dam repairs, line 65. So yes, I don't have the ETF on that because I just have it on there as we were being told it could be $2 million. So obviously that gets to be cut way down if
Oh yeah,
if
if
Pappas is able to come
Chris
through
Pappas
with that
comes through,
1.25.
that would be awesome.
So I don't have anything about the Silver Lake Dam ETF in my report. It's just over here
And what is it showing
in the
over
ETF.
there?
Over here, it is showing that at the end of 2024, there was 12,320 in it. So it was created in 2023. So we'd have to roll back a couple of books. 66 was added at the 2025
Right.
town meeting, and then we just added another 100 to cover that estimated 165. The only paperwork I've seen for that is Bergeron Technical Services and Turner, HL Turner or something like that.
So I'm fine with keeping it on this just to keep track of
Yeah.
it because it is a capital
it's
improvement.
big.
The dam? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
And if the grant doesn't come through.
I don't even understand how that adds up. If it was 12,320, right, and then we added
6.
66.
She said it was
Was
a year
that-
before, it was established the year before.
Yeah, with 12,320.
She said in 2023, she was reading the
Right.
2024 and the 2025.
Right,
So
it's
there's a 2023 something.
12,320.
I thought
And then
she
in
said that was
in-
2024, and then 66 in 2025.
No, we only added the 100,000 in 2025, or I guess that's 2026.
No, this is 2026.
It's-
Yeah, so there had to be an article in
2023,
yes, that's what I'm
which
saying.
2023 create, how much, what's the ETF sheet show? It's not a warrant article.
Silver
adding
Lake
to it.
Dam ETF was created in 2023. I'm looking for the 2023 warrant articles.
2024, 2023.
So that was created in 2023, and as of 2024, it had a balance of 19,000 in it, and we added another 10 in 2024. So it was already being used presumably for these MSK
It had some
studies.
income. It had some income, which bumped it up. So,
29.
This is the 2023.
But if some of it is spent, then.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how much we've already dedicated to this.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Again, that's presumably the MSK reports, but that is,
She just wants a total. She wants to know what have we put into
So it's
this so far?
195K. If it's 19K, 10K, 66, and 100, it's $195,000.
in this report, it says Silver Lake Dam improvement is 79,237.
That's the balance.
balance.
Right.
At the end of 2025.
Right, and then we just added $100,000.
Right, so how are you coming up with 100?
Because remember, we started with 19, they've expended some of it.
Oh,
They've already expended
into some.
pieces of
Okay,
it.
all right.
But we started with 19,000, we added 10,000 in 2024. Then we added 66,000 last year in 2025, and we just added 100,000 this year. That comes up to
So what have they
195,000.
Okay,
Spend
Article
15 grand?
17
Article 17,
in 2023, the town vote to establish a Silver Lake Dam Improvement Expendable Trust Fund per RSA 3119-A for the purpose of engineering, design, review, repairs, and improvements to the Silver Lake Dam, and to raise and appropriate the sum of $30,000 to be
35,000,
deposited
right?
into the fund. I'm reading
Says
article,
30.
it says 30.
This article says, Article 17 says 35.
What are you on?
I'm
What
in
year?
I'm in the year we voted on it.
I'm in
Oh,
the
20.
meeting minutes.
Article 17 passed 35,000.
Maybe somebody bumped it up.
Bumped
Oh,
it
no.
down.
Oh,
Yeah,
bumped it
So
down.
you're saying only 30.
Yeah.
But the warrant article says 35.
You're like, no, you don't get that extra
I
five.
don't know, yeah.
Absolutely not.
You took it down, apparently.
Okay,
I
so
would have
And then the town,
reduced it. I would have written down that it was reduced. See, look at all
Oh.
these.
alright, there's
They're right.
$5,000 to look for somewhere. So
went
that
through
would be
the
the-
cracks.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting
No.
to check the
Minutes.
meeting minutes versus
Well,
the.
I thought that's what,
Ch- I-
I
I'm
thought that's what
yeah.
Joy was just looking at, no?
Check the meeting
Oh.
minutes against what the actual ETF
Yeah.
input into the
Yeah.
the system said,
was,
because
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised when meeting minutes are
Mhm.
wrong,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody ever validates them.
Oh.
Nobody really
Oh,
re-reviews
there's no-
them.
They don't,
There's
they
no
don't.
There's no
process to
approval
review.
process.
Oh.
That's
That's
odd.
interesting.
It's-
Everything else has a process.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. That is so weird.
You don't
That's
get
why there's so
approved.
much commentary that gets into those. Editorializing.
I know, a
Yeah.
lot, there's a
Yeah,
lot.
a lot of editorializing.
So it
Um,
wouldn't surprise me if that
Sure.
So-
those, but
For our purposes, we need, I think we should keep it just because it's projected to be $2 million. We don't know. We have that great committee that's gonna take care of things, and hopefully we do a project manager or a point person on the select board
well,
as the PM, like the.
regardless, we shouldn't lose visibility of it, because
Yeah.
if Congressman Pappas doesn't come through or can't
We're
get us the
still-
money, we still have to figure out how to plan
do
for it.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Let's keep it and just update it so that it reflects. I think we need to have somewhere where
Okay, so.
you have the balance and we
Yeah.
need the warrant from this year.
So it was created in 2023 with 30 or 35,000 added to it.
Right.
At the 2024 town meeting,
So it's even more than that. what I-
it was Article 15 to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of 10,000. And as of town meeting 2024, the fund currently has 12,250 in it, as stated by the moderator. Mark Fonts asked about the current status and how far along are we. The moderator offered the use of his hammer. Joe
That's
Dames
vital information.
Joe Dames stated that he had researched this and stated the dam is 100 years old. The moderator stated that there are 22 people watching the live stream. Okay.
So,
important.
yeah, I don't, because if you go to the back of the report, or the annual report in 2023, the 2024 warrant article summary shows that there was a balance of $19,739 in that, and we added $10,000.
So we've added between 40 and 45,
And then we added 66 last year,
and then another 100 this
and
year.
100 this year.
Mhm.
So we're probably over 200, we are definitely
Oh,
over
yeah.
$200,000.
As of last year, and in 2025, we had the 40 or 30, whatever, the 40 or 45, plus the 66 would have put us at over 100 or so, but we were at 78. So,
We've spent some of it,
Yeah,
obviously.
79.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't
Okay.
concerned that we're spending it. I was
Yeah.
just trying to figure
Yeah.
out how much money have we as a town already dedicated to improving,
Right.
and do we and that's supposed to get us,
That's what the committee is looking into.
Yeah,
Mhm.
possibly like did
it's supposed to
Joe,
get us
didn't
all the
you say
engineering
that-
and the
that we didn't
bid
have to
packages
pay
and
any
everything.
other- Possibly,
If we get this grant, there is a no match. We
Which
just
is
get
We get the
the
grant,
money,
yes.
which is incredible.
Okay,
Thank
Silver
you,
Lake Dam,
Congressman Pappas.
so we wanna keep this in
funding.
here, so if we can update it,
keep.
that would be great.
on,
18, 19, PFAS. I also, it says the balance was close to
110,000.
Oh, 110?
Was 110,000 was the balance, and we added 65.
Oh, okay, I have 175, okay. So do we have a PFAS on ours though? Or is that another thing where that was
I don't like
already?
PFAS.
That's just
Something
another
similar.
fund that's being tracked through the ETF.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
and the same with the next one, Master Plan Expendable Trust.
Mhm.
yeah. Which I would like them to add to that, but I guess we don't track that here. It would just be nice to be able to
So,
prepare for that.
Maureen,
because
just
we
for your
know
reference, that's
we're
what it
gonna-
looks like when we, selectmen or agents to expend from a ETF. That's the form that we get
Oh,
with
it's
the.
a form.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you guys just wanted to look at
Mhm.
that, so you
Yeah.
have some context.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're not adding.
So we added,
PFAS?
well, we added 12,000 to it this year, 12,265 to the 25,000 that was there.
To the master
So-
plan.
For the master
Okay.
plan, so it
Yeah.
gives you
Thank you.
37,000
Thank you, Joe.
and change.
It just, for me, it's like, either,
But
easier
that
to
was
see
only
it
to
coming
do
up.
a certain thing, that was to pay for that was to finish out the consultant, and I was told that this
Yeah.
was gonna,
That's it.
it'll
For
finish the
this.
master plan.
Yes, for now, until the next 10 or 15 years when we're like, we need a new one. But then we're not like, if we plan for it and ask for like $5,000 every year and save for it, we're not going to the town and saying, oh, we have to do this report that we know we have to do every 10 to 15 years.
But there
And
was
say, oh, we need $50,000.
There was a long period of time though where we were not members of the North Country Council and we joined to get benefit of the master planning process, correct?
Yes,
So
thank you, Tia.
that's a good thing.
They're a great resource. They
are.
They're
Mhm.
expensive, though.
It's $4,000, but I feel like we're getting a lot of bang for our buck out of it, especially,
Well, for the master
you use
plan,
it.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and because,
It's
again, you work with.
basically a wash for what we're using them for the master plan, or is the discount.
Yeah.
So
And you've worked out like a hybrid program with them where the committee that you're on and that you're leading is doing a lot of the work rather than paying them
Mhm.
to do it.
Mhm.
Because you have a really high functioning,
Yeah.
awesome committee,
Mhm.
they're able to take on a lot of the workload, so we're not paying a third party to do it, and everybody's working together,
yeah,
and it's really.
they're expensive. Like master
Yeah.
plans, like this is a very discounted
very-
version anyway from the other.
Cause
I'll
weren't you
go on a
looking at like
tangent, but
80,000 or some big number?
80
Yeah.
to 200
Mhm.
Yeah,
for bigger towns.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
so this is a deal.
Uh-huh.
Feels like a deal to
Yeah.
me, and that was the committee
Yeah.
really pushed that, so that was
It's really good.
Thank you, Master Plan Committee.
They're awesome. All right, so master plan, we don't have that. Forest maintenance ETF, so
Don't
we
have
also
that.
don't have
Conservation.
that. Conservation CRF, we don't have that.
23 is irrelevant, it's not a.
Charitable.
Yeah, well, it's not charitable, it was just to change how veterans' tax credits are assigned
Yep.
to, and this only affects, those veterans who are 100% service disabled.
Yep.
You can no longer stack benefits. The state said you can't stack them, so they used to get a $500 credit for being a veteran and a $2,000 credit for being fully disabled. Now, because the state won't let you stack them, fully service disabled veterans get a $2,500 credit.
Just one.
That's it,
One.
yeah.
Okay. And then I have a question. For charitable giving, we give roughly 36,
It
35.
was 40 something,
Was
wasn't
it
it
this
this year?
year?
It was 4,000 this year, I think it was, if you look.
It was 36.
And I originally had put all this stuff in here and then kind of in the early
It
stages
was
of,
38, 33,
38. Oh,
I think.
dang.
Wait, yeah,
Which
it
is-
went up.
it's really good.
Oh no, here, difference between 25 and 26 was 4,140.
So another one or
Total
two.
charities petitioned is $36,140. It went up $4,000.
Okay.
so I was tracking down the CIP, but there are other tracking mechanisms and that's not a capital improvement, so
Right.
they came out.
Do we want to suggest creating an ETF for that? Because it would allow, or just
Because
every
because
year
yeah.
we're just gonna
It's
do? Oh,
every
you can't
year.
do.
I don't think that you can because it goes to so many different organizations and it
Okay.
goes directly
That
to
would be
that
a lot of
organization.
paperwork, a lot of administration.
So you
Yeah,
have to
and
pull
they're
it out of
already-
the fund and then send it.
Yeah.
And there is
Okay.
already a lot of paperwork because they have to send us certain
Big,
documentation, they
huge- yeah,
petition to
big
us, there's like
application.
a whole big like packet that they have to send already, so.
All right.
Just pay the nice people
Don't do that.
for taking care of our community.
Yeah, they really do.
Yes, all of them.
And what else? Oh, I was just looking at the school stuff. I know that we had worked with them. And so they're working on their default operating.
They're on a
Right.
default budget. Interestingly enough, they were operating on a default budget last year and their end of year balance was over $1 million.
They were underspent.
They underspent a default budget by $1 million.
How?
I don't know yet. I wasn't at the meeting in April because I was on vacation.
Was that because they got a grant or they
I
did, or they
don't-
got reimbursement for the preschool because it was SAU?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to
interesting.
get their
School
numbers
board
and see what
question.
it is.
They did get a CRF for the Madison Corner School, so that was good. 25,000.
That's on the
added.
school.
That was
School.
that's to finish off that. Yeah.
And then they also got their 80,000 level fund for their building maintenance CRF.
Yes,
So
but
that was
they
good.
did not get the 80,000 for the
Like,
playground,
yeah.
which the board didn't want to begin with. That was
That was a
petitioned. It was a petition warrant article.
Yeah.
And the board's philosophy on that was we
don't-
have access to money when we have an identified student who requires or who we would have to provide that type of benefit to. And so until that happens, we don't have access to that grant money to pay for this. So we're gonna wait until we have that requirement. In the meantime, there are students who may have some type of lower, I don't wanna call it lower level disability,
Disability.
but they have it doesn't trigger that IDEA piece. But they still have access to equipment that will support them without having to do the $80,000. So the choice was to wait and see what happens. So, and I agree with that. You might never get a student who requires that level. So
All right, well, that is our warrant article update. Thanks for going through this. So Joy has updated that, and that puts us in a good place to move into this new year. I just don't want to miss anything here, so we probably want to go through our schedule and just make sure that it aligns with the select board and just, I know you guys approved it, but I wanna make sure that we're communicating with the department heads or the selectmen are, to make sure that we are on time.
Could I
So-
pause for a moment? So for the 2027, look forward.
2027.
We have on it, on line 11, we're looking to replace the 2008 Peterbilt dump truck, to get potentially another, grant for it. The grant was not as good a match And that truck, they figured.
It was a
they can-
terrible match. It was a terrible.
It was a
match.
terrible match.
We would
and-
only get 25%. We would have
Yeah.
to still pay 75%.
Yep, so that wasn't worth
It's not
it.
worth
They
it.
said the truck is still in pretty good shape. There are other trucks they have that they would rather replace, so I don't have the updated information, but they don't, so that,
Which one's that?
line 11, the 2008 Peterbilt.
Oh, gotcha.
Dump
Okay.
truck. So that will that'll kick out at least a year. At least
Okay.
a year and go
That's
to
good to know.
2028. So that gets kicked down, can't get put down the road. We do still have that payment, that payment, that payment, that payment. We don't have those payments. The next thing we had was there was a, the fire department, line 42, looking to replace the 2001 Freightliner 4 engine 2, cab chassis, something, okay, anyway. So the estimated on that was $350. And then we had, just penciled in 200 for the ball field lights, 2 million for the dam.
Hang on one sec. With
Yes, ma'am.
the 42 Freightliner, they're keeping that though, right? That's the fire department. They're looking to replace it in 2027.
That's what we have.
We'll get an update.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ball field lights, which I don't know if those will happen, let alone in 2027. And then 2 million for the dam we have, just kind of in 2027 as a placeholder. The library we kind of had as tentatively doing a second exit on the lower level. I think that's not going to happen.
Really? I thought it was required.
Not the way, I guess not the way they were going
to
to
do
do
it.
it. I don't know, we'll have to get an update.
Is that 69? No, that's town hall.
That
Did I skip
was
something?
line, it was circled, or it had like a
Line
box around it.
76.
76.
Did you already do the town hall lower one?
Which one?
69?
I don't have a
Town
date.
hall police, I don't have a date or anything for the town
The
hall.
meeting room entrance porch?
Yeah. And
I don't have a date. I don't have an estimated year to replace.
Yeah.
Oh, why do I?
I don't know.
Oh, am I blind? I don't. Okay. No, it
Oh.
says 2027.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, mine is
Oh.
blank. Uh-oh.
That's weird.
What's the date on that one?
130.
Huh. We'll have to go through our documentation.
Okay. So,
And then the next.
I think that was that little porch, right?
Yeah,
They
it's
wanted
that
to
part out
rebuild
there.
that.
Well, they have to.
Yeah, it's kind of falling
That thing's-
apart.
Yeah.
And then I think the last thing I had was line 83, the
Yeah,
2019 Dodge Charger. So I think that that's estimated replacement was 2027, and that's what we've set $25,000 towards.
Mm-hmm.
So if we set another
25 next.
5, yeah, anyway. So that, again, and having that in an ETF also does allow Chief to find the dream car, exactly what he needs, best deal ever, and we just do that paperwork so he can buy it without having to, like, the town has already approved putting money into that ETF for that purpose, so if he finds a great deal kind of off cycle, then
Then they can expend it.
can, without having to go to town meeting.
Right.
So, okay. And then, yeah, so we had estimating $70,000 for that, but I think, who knows what prices are doing these days. Alright, so those are just the upcoming things I had for 2027. 2028, another big one we're looking at.
Wait,
is-
so
yeah.
go back to the ball field lights. What are we doing with that?
I don't know, we haven't received any kind of request or anything yet. It was just kind of talked about a lot on the select board.
So we would need somebody to take point on that, or that would be our recommendation, somebody to take point on that and it go through.
I suppose at this
whichever.
point, we would need somebody to take point and fill out the form, once we get that form
So
online.
here's my concern, or my question is that we get these forms, we presume that it's sort of already a done deal requirement, but
No,
but the select board has not had any of the departments go through and define requirements yet.
that's what this would be, like, I should do a little map of the workflow. workflow is somebody fills out a request of a project, whether it's a resident or a town, whatever, a project or a replacement of a piece of equipment or ball field lights, whatever, and they kind of fill this out. Here's the description. Here's what we want to do. Here are the grants we've looked into, or here's the trade-in of the current equipment and how we're going to help fund it. When we have looked at whether or not we need to purchase new, whether or not we can repair what we have, whether or not, whatever, and then kind of your initial price, whatever. So they'll fill out this form and bring it to us.
Right, I understand that. What I'm saying is that all deals with monetary issues.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't deal with the requirement to ever even have that project to begin with.
So that
Where does that come
That's in the policy, which I believe I have open. Okay, so
I don't think the policy addresses that either.
so if it's a new capital expenditure, you complete the form, you
Right.
research, identify offsets, various options to meet the goal based on the above the initial cost, based on the best option, provide the documentation as indicated, submit the form to the CI committee, we'll review it, request additional information as needed to understand the requirements. That's kind of in the description, is the requirements. And then we send it to the board for review. The board reviews it. They may ask for additional information from us or the person, and then review it under the following factors. Is it necessary? What is the benefit? What are the funding options? Do the cost analysis. What's the feasibility? Are there any other pertinent things? So that's when we kind of evaluate it. And then after review of the request and the above factors, determine whether the board wishes to pursue the requested expenditure to add it to the CIP. If it is to be added, they will assign a responsible party, provide additional instructions to the responsible party, for example, conduct a feasibility study, recommendations for pursuing additional funding. Then they'll notify us of the determination. Do they have the assigned responsible party and instructions as appropriate? Then it gets on our radar. So we kind of accept the forms, we kind of review them, make sure that all the information is possible, kind of provide our input on it, almost like hiring process, like for department heads. They kind of review applications, whatever. They submit a recommendation to the select board, and the select board will say, okay, you're assigned, that goes on the CIP.
And I think what you're asking too is who's telling, like, the department heads. We don't go to the department heads and say, all right, come fill this out. That would be a Board of Selectmen process where you say, okay, department heads,
No, I think it's,
fill this out, please.
I think kind of once this is really in the flow, we can periodically send out a reminder, but it really is up to the department heads to say this is what we need. But during this cycle, we check in with them and poke them and remind them if there's something you need, speak now or hold until next year.
Yeah, and that would follow the schedule.
That's where
we
that
went
comes in.
through. But we are not the ones poking
No.
or asking.
No, I just feel like from a town-wide perspective, there's a piece that needs to happen before that form happens that says, basically, I think it goes back, Joy, to some of the conversations we had on the ABC, basically of, you got to start with like the town organization. How are we organized? Do we have the right number of people? Okay, because then the right number of people helps you figure out what are your jobs, and then those jobs and those responsibilities help you figure out what your requirements are. And if you're talking about, we always talk about the DPW because they're so intensive with equipment. Is they go and they ask for, I'm just going to make something up, they go and they ask for a new grader. Where's the requirement that we're the ones who should be doing the grading? Where is that all captured? And I think there's a piece before any of this CIP happens that captures the requirements of what the town does, is, and is responsible for, and what that all looks like, in order to be able to say, okay, just because we have a broken grader and we think we need to replace it, do we really?
So in the description, which is like after they put in their name, I'm the requester, it says, provide a description.
It's the master plan.
provide a description of the proposed capital expenditure, purchase project equipment program, include the necessity of the expenditure, who the expenditure will serve and benefit, a time frame for funding and things like that. So that's kind of where we're asking them to justify it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Identify their needs,
You're
identify
asking
the
for
requirements.
You're
Needs
just
assessment.
that page is justifying the purchase. Where do we justify the need to even? It's not in there. It's a higher level than that.
It's the need.
It's
of
a
that
higher
plan.
level
Is that
than
what
that.
T is getting at?
And it maybe I don't know.
Essentially, like, the master plan would come first. That would be the
It-
planning board's charge. They would help direct this. That would be leading from the vision of the townspeople. They tell us what projects and where they want to put their money.
There's a piece
And
in
there's a
between.
gap.
There
There
is,
is
There's
and
a
the
gap.
Yes.
There's a gap in between.
is
Give me an example. I need to.
The master plan says we want to build. We want to be a
implementation
community that gathers together and provides community services and provides a community outlet and blah blah blah. You know, that kind of thing. The charrette said, "Okay, we're going to build a community center. We want to build a community center, right?" But
there's
in
no
the
implementation plan,
there,
and that's the
not even the implementation
Before
plan.
that.
There's the master plan says this is our vision. Master
Yeah.
plan is vision.
Right.
Right? That's strategic
Yeah.
vision. Then this is tactical employment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's somewhere in between is a piece that says, how do we get from strategic vision? What's the requirement to go from strategic vision to tactical operational implementation? There's a piece in there that we're not capturing, and I don't
Is
know that it's our
planning board?
responsibility.
Right. It
That's
feels
the
like a planning board
It's the
then.
But
implementation
no, it
plan.
has to happen. I think.
it will. I
Yeah.
think might it be described as we have 48 miles of town road and therefore we need X equipment.
It's
and
not even we need X equipment.
Equipment.
It's here's the requirement. We in order to maintain these, it requires this, and this in order to.
That's department head.
It's
Yeah.
all
It
department
is- it
head.
is
But I feel like
and
that's.
it
the Board of
really is.
Selectmen.
It is.
I feel like, to me.
And then this
that's like
piece, this piece here, then tags back to that and says, well, because the vision is that we have this amazing, wonderful town with great roads, and me as the department head in the DPW says this, we have 48 miles of roads, and this is the requirement, the state requirements, the local requirements. Here's the actual physical requirements to maintain those roads. Now here's the equipment that's required and the personnel that's required to do that.
And don't they
Needs
have,
assessment.
okay, so that's personnel, but don't they have a
They have all
road
of it.
inventory and a status of each road and when maintenance is supposed to happen?
They haven't finished that yet. That's the road CIP.
Well,
And they haven't-
take roads out of it because they're a
Yeah.
little bit different. They're not.
Okay,
So use community center. The master plan. So many people in that workshop wanted a community center, wanted a community
a
green,
place to
wanted
go.
wanted a gathering place on the ward parcel.
Mhm.
So somebody says, okay, it's time to build a pavilion, or pavilion is part of that vision. I see that coming here, and somebody saying, we need this, people wanted it, it was in the master plan, it was talked about in the workshop, it was documented as a priority, this is the purpose it'll serve for the whole
That would be
community.
the
I got an
planning
idea,
board.
Okay.
actually. A better idea. The salt shed,
Okay,
okay?
okay,
The state says we need a salt shed,
yes.
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah.
The requirement is there for a salt shed, but the paperwork that has been talked about for a salt shed is a salt shed with driving in and out on both sides and having a shed lean-to on the one side that you can put the equipment under and all that kind of stuff. Those are two different requirements. They're
That's-
two different pieces. Where is the document that says this is the exact requirement of what we must provide, what we must do, and then that, I keep pointing at your computer, but the form is this is what I want to do. Okay? They're two different things potentially.
But that's still, to me, the department head.
Yeah.
I
It's
do
still-
still think
and
it's
that's
So you
different.
have outlined
needs assessment.
what's required for the salt, you've stated in your recommendation in the annual report that we recommend adding it to the warrant,
Right.
not adding it, but recommends the selectmen and DPW consider a ward parcel master plan and design and use of the space, so. So that's, if they wanna have a small subcommittee or whatever to do that, then they do that and they develop it and the output is that document.
Mhm.
there's a document before that though.
Well, so
It would be
At
the,
least in my head, there's a
Well,
document
were the
before that.
output
So-
of that committee?
here's looking at the salt shed, you have to, in here, you would have to include the necessity of the expenditure. To me, that includes
State
what's
mandate.
your requirement, what are your nice to have.
So where is that necessity? So that's what I'm looking for, is where is, no,
The
not
necessity.
in here, because that's
Okay.
just quoting something else. That's gonna quote some other place where the necessity is laid out, right? There's gotta be a document in town that lays out what those necessity are, so that when you're
We're
writing,
not that proactive.
well, that's, we gotta get there.
Well, if it's
We're not
state
there yet.
so there's
mandated,
No, we're
that's
not there yet.
necessity,
so
right?
maybe
And,
it's
and I don't think changing this right now is gonna.
No, I'm not asking to
it's a
change
good
that.
first step, I think.
I'm not
Yeah.
asking to change that at all. I'm just saying there's a piece that in my head needs to happen before that, because that's an output from a different process. That's the output. That's the final, okay, here's the actual tactical plan of how we're gonna get to solve this problem, whatever this problem is, whether it's replacing a vehicle,
Yep.
you know, creating a new building,
Right.
you know, building something different, whatever it is.
So
Could
like
I
the
just
vehicle-
state that I think the document that Joy has, or is asking, you all are asking for, stimulates what you're trying to get at. They can't answer those questions without going through the discussion that you want them to have, or the research that you want them to do.
To be able to
Okay,
present and
right.
for
I
documentation
think
purposes.
It begs that has to happen, to fill it out properly, and we send it back if it's not complete, right?
So it's a little chicken and
like
egg.
it.
It is, a little.
But that's why I think it kind of bounces around a little
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Us to the requester. It's up to
not
us.
straight line.
It's up to us to make sure that that question have you looked at that? Where does that, fall in the grand
Right.
scheme of things? But we're also part of that answer because we have the whole
It's
CIP
the
of things that
dialogue.
are currently planned,
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be dialogue to get this off the
a
ground.
back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think when we're asking for these fleet assessments and these needs assessments, that we're prompting it, but to have a specific form. I think that the department heads should know how to do that. They need to know how to perform that for our town, and if they need training
They're gonna-
on it,
I think they're gonna
they could
need
take
training.
some training on
Mhm.
how to
Be-
provide that.
This is all new to them. They've never really had to do any of this before. Not really.
To
No,
an
I think they
some,
just kind
some
of-
have.
Not really. Not
Not
to
to
the
the
extent
ex-
we're asking.
Yeah.
Not for them to have to
Well,
think
we're gonna
strategically.
have to
No, there was
grow-
the
we're gonna have to
CIP
grow
committees
into
of
it a little bit,
your
yeah.
had
Well,
that in place to a certain
It-
extent.
To me, when we were doing it initially, there was not enough teeth to the department heads to really think ahead.
Yep.
So
It's
they could think
reactive.
one or two, yes, they were reactive, they could think 1 year, maybe two, but to get out to 10, that's gonna be,
And that's where the
that's
master.
part of the.
That's where that's driving.
Right.
And that was
Vision,
a
And
frustration
that'll help,
proactive.
and that'll help. But
And this
I-
is creeping us towards proactive, at least in terms of the dollars and cents.
But it is
This
a
is
dialogue.
definitely proactive. I think they all have to work together. It's a dialogue. It's
Yeah.
working between the planning board and this committee, all committees, all
All
boards,
committees.
and having somebody to say, okay,
how we
we
get
need
this,
those
we
needs
do that.
assessment.
Mhm.
What's the training? So we could go back and say, all right, so after chatting with the department heads, we suggest this training and go to NCC or NHMA.
Alrighty.
And a lot of it too does fall on the select board too, as to we're theoretically know what's going on with every department. Theoretically, we know.
Theoretically,
Theoretically, so-
they're giving you reports.
Yeah, and hopefully our selectmen's rep on the planning board is able to kind of work with, okay, this is what's, and we have a selectmen's rep on the committee, your master plan committee. So hopefully these selectmen's reps and we're able to come together, what is our vision, what are our goals for the next year? And I
Yeah.
think a lot of it is exactly driven by the master plan. What are our goals, but then it turns into nice to haves versus requirements.
Right,
Yeah.
and we have to figure that out and be responsible, and that's all a part of it too. And where does that fall into our 10-year and 20-year plan? And
Is
I mean,
that
if
where-
we can help with creating a form, I mean, you're the best at it, but we could workshop it here if that's a charge of the selectmen, and that would be helpful.
I think
we
that,
can do that.
that is a good, I think that's a good way to get the department heads involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they have to be
yeah,
involved.
they have to be, yeah.
What training could help
Then
get them there?
understand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why not?
So yeah, I think
But it's two.
I can,
it's two
I really
things.
am starting to really wrap my head around what Sharon's saying. Like it's starting to, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm seeing
right?
it.
It's
No,
like
it's, yeah,
Good job,
my
Sharon.
brain is
it's
expanding out
it's
a
the
little bit.
800-pound gorilla, though. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a huge thing, but
It-
it's going to require that.
It requires a massive level of coordination that I'm trying to, does that fall with the planning board?
Some of those things should
Part?
come from the planning board for sure. It is a charge of the planning board to take the vision and the master plan and take those
And-
implementation steps, and they're the ones who write the warrant articles.
So-
Or they should. We should.
You would know how that went.
Yeah.
So, do we then make the recommendation that it is basically the charge of the planning board that taking this piece and the form and the master plan and working with the department heads to create that centerpiece, that in between piece that lays out how you're going to get from strategic vision to operational implementation. Those steps, that piece, that plan, because that's this whole
Yeah.
separate plan than the
Yeah.
master plan.
Yep. I see what you're
I
saying.
think it could
Yep.
be maybe another subcommittee.
It's an operational.
Of the
You
planning
still,
board.
But I think that's planning
But yeah.
board. I would need to
I-
read
but
better
the planning
about
board
what.
would need to work with the department heads.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
They would have to work. It would have to be a subcommittee that, just like we did, we worked
Yeah.
with each one of the department heads and said,
Like
this is
this.
what we want you to do. And we'll sit with you and we'll help you. But I think there, in order for all of this to start to work together and not feel like we're Paduma-ing it,
Two for what?
Paduma,
I
pulled it
totally-
directly out of my,
Okay.
Oh, that's a real thing.
it's
I
a
was
real
like, yeah, I
thing.
get you.
Okay.
It's a real
I know.
term.
I
No,
get
there
the
you go.
vibe.
It's,
Yeah.
you know, like bog sack, bunch of guys sitting around a table.
We are.
Right. That's, I
So-
mean, how'd you come up with that? Bog sat. It's a method.
Like the IT
Yeah.
code,
So it could be
the
this.
IT help desk code, PEBCAC. Problem
Right.
exists between keyboard and chair.
Right.
That's cute.
Right. So
How
it's
about K-Mag Yo-Yo? I kiss my ass guy, you're on your own.
Okay.
yes, I like that.
Winner.
Winner.
Alright, so this,
but in-
looking at the planning board website, planning board is authorized by the state to draft, review, and recommend ordinances and regulations, subsequent amendments.
Right.
Regulate the subdivision of land. Review and approve site plans for development of land.
Right.
Review and approve excavation and reclamation plans. Prepare and maintain a master plan for the town, and prepare a capital improvements program. So
Yeah.
that's that master plan capital improvement.
There's no
That's
piece
in
in
the middle,
between.
yeah.
No,
That's
there's no
just
piece in
an
between.
abbreviation of the law, though. There's a whole
Yeah.
thing of that.
Yeah, so something to think about.
So we could
Yeah.
do more.
Something to kind of us for all to ponder, and then each one of us will have our 3 a.m. moment of, oh, this is
That's
This is
we
how
do.
we can do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
But-
think I diverted us, and I apologize.
It's
No,
okay.
but it was a good diversion.
All right, so 7:30.
So
I like it. I think you're right. We gotta figure it out, and we can start with this. And kind of like last year, it evolved and it changed so much as we learned more. So it is a process. We just want to make sure that we're giving timely recommendations to our boards, to our committees, before budget season.
Yeah.
yes.
So what does that look like? So we're
Yeah.
at April.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like this.
Yeah.
We're
It's on my
April
phone
today.
that you
Did I
sent
give
me.
it to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had another one. I guess I don't.
No, you didn't give it to me. You sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
So I had it on my
That's
phone.
it,
Inbox,
yes.
CIP.
Did I give you this one? No. Okay. Well, let's.
That's okay.
Sure.
I don't
Let's
have
share
anything.
I thought there. No, I thought today she.
You guys can share that one. We'll share. Okay. So
Okay.
Okay, so this was sort of the
The
draft
Right.
cycle.
yeah, and we can alter this too if it doesn't fit with the department heads or the selectmen. So April and May, we're doing our review. And then we want the department heads to
start
identify.
thinking. Start
their
thinking and
needs.
start grant shopping.
Yeah. So we talked last year about continual grant shopping.
Mhm.
So what does that look like? Probably more training as well. Like as a department head, how do I shop for grants? What
Mhm.
what does that look like? How do I write a grant? June and July, selectmen issue the CIP memo. So I think it's more appropriate for it to come from the board. Because
Board
they're
of
your
Selectmen?
turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Do
Rather
we need to
than us-
draft something, a template for them to make it a little easier for them?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I did that last year.
Oh, like an
I
email
did
to the department
something.
heads?
Yeah. Yeah. So I can send that to
Me?
you. Yes.
So when they send new project concepts to BOS, is that your document?
Yeah, they wouldn't go to the BOS, it would come to us. So like
First,
that, yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we would gather the information,
Okay.
you know, kind of start asking the questions of necessities,
Okay.
as Sharon's pointing out, necessity versus nice to
Right,
have even. Yeah.
right.
So we do kind of address that in the instructions, but yeah, it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah,
I really get her point now of what,
right.
like the overall big picture.
So
That took a minute, but it sunk in. I got there.
we were all there. Like,
We're all there now, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so CIP memo to the department heads. They can submit their new project concepts
To us?
Not to BOS.
To CIP.
to
CIC.
CIC.
Which is us.
Yeah.
Well, there's kind of
Yeah.
that project concepts, that's kind of that higher level.
Yeah, it's like, oh, do you want us to go forward with
Mhm.
this? But
Right.
really, if they think they should, they have the autonomy to do that, and then they fill out their form. I just didn't want it to be extra work for them. But they're in meetings with you guys twice a month, so if they want to shoot it by you first, it's fine. If they would rather just fill out the form and they're ready to go, they know they can do it, do that. But
So-
we're having that happen in June and July rather than
October, November. Right.
Yeah.
But you've got in
Yeah.
August, departments finalized cost estimates, so they're filling out the forms in June, July,
Yeah.
Year round, honestly, if they have something that they know,
okay?
Yeah, the
Oh.
sooner
But
the
by-
day
the
after
better.
Yeah,
town
they can-
meeting, that, oh,
But
wait.
the requirement is that we want the forms
By June and
by
July.
June, July,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that we
The
can-
latest.
They're not waiting until
In
October.
order to, right, in
Yeah.
order to make it into the budget and or warrant articles or
Right.
any of those kinds of things.
So this is a lot of work on their end. This is like preseason.
Mm-hmm,
And then September, they're going to come to our committee meetings. If they
Mhm.
need help before then, we're here.
mm-hmm.
But I don't think that we need to have, twice monthly meetings until, what do you think, like August? We could do one monthly meetings?
And
Unless
if we,
it
but
picks up.
if we get
Also.
like 10 forms, it's like, okay, we're gonna have
We
another
can call
meeting.
an extra
Call
meeting.
a meeting.
We may have to.
We only
We'll
have-
just call it.
Plan monthly.
Yeah, we only need 24 hours notice,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
So we'll do May, June, July, August, all of those just monthly meetings. And then September we'll probably like kick it up if we need to.
As needed, yeah.
Okay. So CIP submissions and updates are due to the CIC in September, and then October, we review it. And we're reviewing their new requests and their updated CIP. So they have
Yes.
another form that Joy made
Okay.
with everything that they already have going on. So if they have something that they need to update, like,
Mhm.
oh, we
The cost
I don't know.
changed, or
Yeah.
we're
We
gonna
did-
look
we
for
got
a
a
grant.
grant.
Push it
now.
out a year, yeah.
Yeah, we got grants for everything.
Okay.
Perfect. October, November, ABC reviews capital major expenditure proposals. So that would be, we want to give this all back to the ABC by October or November, ideally.
Ideally, October is better. November is the sort of drop dead.
Okay. And then November, December. So does the BOS want that in
I really
October?
want to emphasize that October's better, because then the language still has to be drafted for the warrant article that might have to be used.
And I mean,
So-
the
Okay.
budget conversations really start, like, we start getting drafts of the budget. November.
September, October.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, September at least, yeah. So we wanna make
Okay.
sure that we have kind of drafts of this. At
Right.
that same time,
Right,
to add into that.
right.
So we wanna kinda
Okay.
have draft CIP recommendations.
And the committee needs to evaluate the report itself, the CIP itself, to see what the impact is going to be
Be.
Yeah.
on revenue, on taxation.
Yep.
So then maybe we will just plan on 2 meetings starting in September.
September, October, November, December.
Because the budget
Okay.
committee's really looking at the next year. They're, we're looking out, but they're looking at the next year, so they're wanting to see what the impact is on that report for the next year.
Okay, so we'll try and get that ready for September. So I feel like, are we giving the department heads enough time? Like, they really should be starting now.
Now, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they should be starting now.
So
And
should
it
we
says
send
that.
it out now?
Cause honestly, like, what they didn't get this year, what do you want
So-
next year?
What we could
Yeah.
do is where it says April, May, the post-town meeting review, is make the post-town meeting review and department heads identify potential needs in April. In May is, grand shopping and issue the CIP memo, so kind of move stuff up. Because
Yeah.
April is the time to take a little bit of a breath, because you've gotten your warrant articles passed. We're post town meeting review, but May is really where the cycle starts again.
Okay. And then they should really be, so should we ask the selectmen to issue the memo
Then.
in May?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I will send that right over, because wait.
I think part of what might help, even just adding it to that email, is to say, even before you fill out a form, if you have any doubts as to, like, before you go down the rabbit hole of the details,
Yeah.
check in with the board to see if that is kind of at a high level, something that you.
Well, and perhaps we put that in this, in that letter. Well,
That's
number
what I'm
one in the
talking
about.
letter that
Yeah,
says,
that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Come present
Very
your-
exactly what I said.
yeah, come present your idea at a Board
Yeah.
of Selectmen's meeting
Yeah.
before you start to fill out all the paperwork.
Your project concept, seek kind
Yeah.
of project
Right,
concept
the
approval.
project
Mhm.
concept paragraph or something that they
Yeah.
have to come with.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so that's part of that, yeah.
And they're going to the BOS with that? Or-
And possibly,
Mhm.
and possibly planning board. That noise.
If it's something,
What's that?
That's the
something that
police.
they
It's like
want
a
to
fax
develop.
machine.
No, it's the tone. It's the
Oh, is it, okay.
yeah, it's the police tones.
How old am I? Sounds like AOL. Dial up.
Oh no.
Alright, yeah, so I'll phrase it, but basically, if you're unsure or whatever, just, you can run a project concept by the BOS and planning board before you dive too deeply
Yeah.
to see if this is the appropriate,
You
at
know,
a high
for you-
level,
yeah.
if you.
For your run down that rabbit hole.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that would be
Check.
added to the,
Very good. To the memo or the email.
Twenty.
note. Yeah.
to the
would-
28th, April 28th BOS meeting, and then I'll put that with the planning boards on May 6th.
Alright, so you're giving me an action item for my April 28th agenda?
Yeah. To let the department heads, or I don't know, are you guys allowed to email the department heads
We would
things?
have Lucia
Like-
do it.
Oh, okay. So then it doesn't have to, I don't know if you
I'll give
have
him a heads up.
to, yeah, make a determination on that, okay.
And then May, look for the email in May, okay. Cool.
And then, so really, you don't want the final CIP recommendations by November, you want it like the beginning of November? Our final,
The final CIP recommendations?
like this is it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if we get
As
it by,
much as possible, I think.
if I
Okay.
get it by mid-November, we should be okay, cause we're still heavy in budget negotiation in mid-November. Cause generally, we don't even have the healthcare costs until the end of November, so there's a whole lot of stuff that happens between November and February with regard to budget. It's every 2 weeks, so.
Yeah.
And now that we have this updated anyway too, I mean, we're in a lot better place than we were last year.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if this is gonna be helpful, but it ended up being okay, in real time.
Yeah.
Okay, so then ABC budget recommendations, BOS determines warrant items, that's January, February, public hearings, warrant finalization, and then
Yeah.
March town meeting.
Yeah.
Again, whoa.
I can
Okay.
put that in like a pretty workflow calendar, something or other, like a pretty chart.
Okay. Because you don't have a million other things that you're doing.
It doesn't take
She
me long
doesn't
and I enjoy
sleep.
it. Sleep is for the weak.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let me know if you need help on it. I can send. Actually, I think you already have this. But let me know if you need a Word doc version. Okay.
Take a picture of it, there you
Oh, no.
go.
With my chicken scratch. Okay.
Which I would probably ask you to clarify, because.
Yes. Because what does that mean? Okay. So that is updating our schedule for our May meeting. Are we all set with this? Are there any
think so.
questions or anything?
I mean, it's
Okay.
always subject to change. If we find out
Yeah.
it's not working, we can just
Yeah.
alter
Okay.
it.
All right. So we need to set our next meeting. Do you want to just do that now? I wanted to review our long-term goals just really quick, even though.
Well, we should technically, so that they can be posted, we should be setting meetings
For the year?
for the
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
And I think we set one a month until we get to October, and then starting in October, we probably go to 2 months. It's easy enough to cancel them if you don't need them.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to make sure that they're posted correctly. Okay. So, and Joy, we are after.
Yes, please.
Do
Work.
Thursdays at 5:30 work?
Not typically, no.
Not typically,
Do
okay.
Wednesday.
Wednesday every
Let's
other
see.
week is, or once a month is that we'd have to do it on a Wednesday, that's not the zoning board meeting.
And Wednesdays are not good for the month of May.
Okay.
Well, maybe it'd be easier if you tell us what is good for the month of May.
Yeah.
Right?
Mondays are good. Monday nights.
So it's not the first Monday of the month, because that's the school board meeting.
Mondays aren't so good either.
What do you got, Joy? You busy?
And the
Tuesday, May 19th.
Tuesday, May 19th is probably an ABC meeting,
Okay.
because it's not a Board of Selectmen's meeting, right?
Correct.
And it is,
I have budget committee at 6.
Yep.
On the
On the 19th?
yep,
Alright, we gotta
Not
get the
on
calendar
there.
updated.
we only established it on Tuesday, or, yeah, no, it should be on.
Thursday, May 28th.
Thursday, May 28th. Isn't that Memorial Day, the day after Memorial Day?
It's a Monday. Memorial Day is Monday, the 25th.
Right,
So yes, Thursday the 18th.
so,
Thursday.
Thursday the 28th,
Yes.
At what time?
5:30?
Or even,
I
we
might
could even
be
do
a
a little
little
earlier
late.
than that.
Oh.
I have a board meeting at 4.
Okay.
But if I can just come, I'll come when
Yeah.
it's done.
Well, we'll probably
That-
meet here, right? Is
Yeah,
your
but it's
board
not
meeting?
here.
Oh,
No,
it's
a
not
Zoom
a
meeting.
town
No,
thing, it's a
yeah,
different.
nonprofit, yeah.
Okay, so May 28th, at 5:30?
Just know I'll be late.
Okay.
Thursday. Can we do Wednesday, the 27th?
Only if we could finish by 5:30.
Mm.
Or start at 9:30, up to you.
Or start at 9:30
Yeah.
p.m.?
Yeah.
AM or
that'd be good.
PM?
No,
Yeah.
no,
No.
PM?
Yeah,
No.
I'll be done at 9:30 p.m. on,
no.
no? Okay, just check.
Well, we could
I could do
we
like
could
an
start
afternoon.
at 3.
Yeah.
Start at 3 and go to and end by 5:30. Oh crap! No. 4 and end at 5:30.
I don't know.
Yeah, if we're gonna be done by like 5, I could do Wednesday 6/13/20.
Wednesday 6/13.
Well, the 6th is planning board. 20th, so May 13th, I could do May 13th if we're done by 5.
What time?
I'm not in town.
Okay.
On
Sorry.
May 13th.
No, I'm sorry.
Alright.
I mean, don't just make it on me, but I'm out that week.
If I can. My Fridays are free, but I don't know that we want to be doing this on a Friday.
What about May 21st?
I don't care if it's a Friday.
You what?
I don't care if it's a Friday. May 21st? did you
Yeah. What
say?
about May 21st? Thursday, May 21st.
I would have to be done by 5. Or 5:30 at the latest.
Are there nights that you don't have to be done by 5? Are there nights where you could start to meet at 5 or 4:30 or 4 o'clock?
May 28th. Thursday, May 28th.
That's it?
Friday, hold on.
My issue with Thursday, May 28th is I believe that I will be going out of town that day.
Okay.
In which case I would go in the morning. I leave in the morning.
Tuesday the 19th, but it sounds like that's budget committee.
Tuesday the 19th.
At
But
6.
it's that starts at 6. So I don't know if there's. I don't know what time you could meet.
I could probably meet at 4.
Okay.
So,
Would you need to meet earlier? Or maybe you start and I join at 4?
No, 4. I'm just wondering, does 4 to
gives us
6
2
give us
hours.
2 hours? Is that
Mhm.
enough time for us
it'll
to?
keep us on track.
We
I'll
have to,
just be
we'll just
like-
have to do it.
Right.
We'll have to.
Okay.
I mean, these are really long
So
meetings, so
meeting May
Yeah.
19th
instead of the 28th, right?
instead of the
Yes.
28th.
Okay.
May 19th at 4
4.
o'clock.
Yep.
Okay. June. I am not available starting.
Go. Wednesday the 10th, Monday the 15th.
Oh. I can do Monday the 15th.
I can do Monday.
Okay. What time?
Ooh, yeah.
5:30.
What time?
Keep 5:30.
You tell me what time.
I mean, I could do 4.
4?
4.
If-
I like 4.
Okay, that way we're done by 6 and I don't have to start
Yeah.
any family
Ooh, wait, let
cranky
me double check
texting
that.
me
What does
during
that say?
meetings.
Kirk guitar. What's going on? No, we're good. We're good. Okay. July.
Keep it on a Monday the 13th.
Yep.
That works for me.
Same 4.
July 13th.
Rec is at 6.
On the
Let's just keep
But
it
we'll
on
short.
be-
Monday?
We'll be out at 4. Yeah.
Alright, so 13th at 4.
Okay.
August 10th or 17th.
Ooh, I'm on Parker watch the 10th.
Okay, so the 17th.
Parker's my granddaughter.
Okay.
17th is a
Um,
Monday. Can we make
yeah.
it Tuesday because I generally
Tuesday's
don't come
BOS.
back.
Mm.
I generally don't come back from Parker watch until
Is that
till the
a
Monday.
selectman meeting?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thursday the 20th.
Thursday. Yeah, I should be good.
I'm okay.
Thursday the 20th.
4?
Sure. Although at some
Oh,
point,
wait, what is that?
I will be-
No, sorry.
Oh, wait, no. Oh,
Well, I mean, you can meet, but I'm not here.
okay.
I just realized the 16th through the 22nd, I'm in Seattle
Oh,
Okay.
after Parker Watch.
All
I'll
right.
zoom you in.
We could do. I could do the the 24th. Monday the 24th.
Yep. And then we have budget committee on a Tuesday.
Tuesday the 25th. It will, believe me, I used to have veterans on Monday,
Mm.
ABC on Tuesday, ZBA on Wednesday.
So, sorry, was that
The
the
24th
August the
at
24th?
4.
August 24th? Okay.
Mhm. It probably is good to have it the day before the budget committee anyway.
Yeah.
We could go to the 21st in September.
That might be when we start meeting more frequently. But yeah, 21st.
Does that work? 4?
Why does that not sound right?
In September?
September.
And we also have the 14th, if that's better.
20. No, actually, the 21st should work.
21st?
September 21 at 4.
Mm-hmm.
October 19th at 4.
Yeah, but isn't October when we're going to start meeting twice? So we
Yeah.
would need to find.
I'll post it to September and then,
The rest of it says TBD. October, November, December TBD.
Yeah. When we-
Okay.
Yeah.
September
that.
21st, we said?
Mhm.
At 4?
September 21st, 4 p.m.
Okay.
The budget committee's meetings meeting October 6th and the 20th,
Yeah.
Yeah.
according to the schedule.
Gotta get the calendar updated.
I really need to go, guys.
Yeah.
This
I know.
ran way
Let's
longer
wrap
than
it
I
up.
thought it was going to go.
Well,
We have long meetings.
We're still
I
kind
didn't
of like
know that.
ironing out the process.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Okay.
of what this is. Like
I'll try to
just
keep it on track better.
planning so when we roll,
Yeah.
we roll.
Okay, so our last thing is, I just wanted to go over our long-term goals, which there are 5 of them, just so that we remember them.
Mhm.
Establish 10-year needs assessment for all departments and committees. Oh, there we go, Sharon. Collaborate with, did I think about? Collaborate with the planning board and master plan steering committee to align CIP with master plan work as it's completed. Establish sustainable ETF target amounts to better level fund. Continue to extend the CIP to a working 20-year horizon. Improve transparency and predictability of capital expenditures for taxpayers.
I think they
I
all.
like it.
Anything we
Okay.
want to add, or anything I think they're all still valid. There's nothing
Yeah.
to take off of there, but I think they're all still valid. Is there anything else though that we?
I think we should think about it and come back to the table if you're like, oh yeah.
Have our 3 a.m.
Yeah, your genius moment. Yes.
20 years sounds like a stretch, but
Right?
because
But
the
we can
master
try.
plan doesn't go 20 years.
No, it doesn't.
No, it goes 10, right?
It does, but I think we're gonna have some good ideas and maybe some bigger projects that might
You can
take
take
us
that
out
if you
of
want.
that.
I need to take a picture of yours though.
This one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right, so we can adjourn. It is 8 o'clock.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in
Aye.
favor.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
8 p.m. Hooray.
Peace out, Mad TV.
Motion.
Thank you, Mad TV.